So, you're a new recruit to Rainbow Six Siege. You're about to join one of the greatest gaming communities out there, but you may be wondering, what is Rainbow Six? Rainbow Six is a game where multiplayer is at the center of the experience, focusing on gameplay that is just the right mix of tactics, destruction, and unique heroes that we call our operators. This video will help you learn everything you need to know before your first steps in Rainbow Six Siege. Rainbow Six features 3 different team deathmatch online game modes: Hostage, Secure Area, and Bomb. At the beginning of each round, there will be time for preparation. Defenders will be able to set their defenses with a variety of tools and gadgets. Attackers can send drones to recon the map, locate threats, objectives, and prepare their attack. But whether attacking or defending, knowing which operator to choose will have a big impact on your game. Operators are truly the heroes of Rainbow Six Siege, choosing amongst dozens of highly trained operatives from all over the world. Each operator is specialized in either offense or defense, owning tools and gadgets unique to them. Some operator gadgets allow them to set traps, others excel at breaching. Mastering each skill and gadget will be key to your survival. But choosing your operator is only a fraction of the equation, as an effective team is more than the sum of its parts. In Rainbow Six, you're only as good as your team. So, play with your friends or let the matchmaking pick teammates for you. While there's no respawning and no second chances, once your operator is down, you can still exploit security cameras or remaining player drones to help your team achieve victory. Because each environment brings its own challenges, working, planning, and executing together with your team will be key to your success. There are a variety of maps to choose from, with more being released all the time. No two are alike, so you'll need to adapt your strategy, tactics, and choose your operators accordingly. Some will force close encounters. As for others, mastering medium and long-range engagement will be key. In Rainbow Six Siege, you have to always mind your surroundings. Environmental destruction is core to the game experience. When defending, you'll have to take into consideration that windows, walls, and even ceilings can be breached. So reinforce your position and be ready for anything. Rainbow Six Siege is constantly evolving, with free updates, new maps, and operators. But it's more than a game. It's a thriving community with 25 million players and counting. And the community is more alive than ever. Rainbow Six is a game built for gamers with a competitive spirit who won't back down from a challenge. And now, it's your turn to play.
Connect, but we've still got players ready for the push onto this top floor. Just going to have Chloe droning out that top of stairs. But not a lot of action so far. Round half gone.
Loading mag!
Just yet. They're going to need to try and clear these bandit batteries away if they...
Yeah, they have the utility pretty much for that, as well as that they have all the breaching utility for it, and as well as that the bandit is absolutely gone, so that's pretty much all free real estate here for Noot Noot to actually take the round.
Definitely. I believe bandit was pulled off through the drone hole, actually. Right through the trade kill on the Hippo. So that's left her a sliver of HP, but they do have that wall open.
Located by attackers.
Back from Skylight. 50 seconds on the clock. Sassy going down, but Chrissy going down as well.
Yeah, very good trade there by Konii as well, finding that shot before Sassy would be going down, which does leave all up to Soy to try to play this out in a 1v5 situation, which is very unfortunate, but has the angle, there it is, but quite swiftly will be shut down as well by Chloe. Well, we're gonna get a quick cheeky rehost here, since we did have a dropout, but can I just take your get your get your opinion on the fact that Noot Noot ended up running a freshly revamped recruit as well.
Oh, did they? I didn't spot the recruit.
Yes,
oh, my.
they brought in. Roger. All right. Yeah, so whilst we're going to be sorting out quickly a rehost, but yeah, Recruit just got a revamp. Ever since, well, pretty much since the release of Operation Void Edge, Recruit's loadout got a quick change around. So now he has, on the offense, 3 primary weapons that consist of L85, I believe the M249 SAW, and the Dokubi's MK14 DMR, which gave us quite some good utility, well, firepower, first of all. Second of all, those guns do come with their own attachments. Unfortunately, you cannot change those attachments, but they're very strong nonetheless. And the best thing about it is that for the secondary weapon, you get a super shorty. The one that Gridlock and Mozzie has as well. As well as that, you can run both flashbangs and grenades, like frag grenades, so you can drain those ADSs like crazy.
Wow.
So, yeah, you have, like, at this point, Recruit is somewhat becoming viable, albeit that you still need some of that unique utility, but, say, to drain out some of the Jaeger ADSs, Recruit has actually suddenly became a really viable idea.
So what I'm hearing is that we might see some actual Recruit in League.
I wouldn't be excluding that, albeit that it still sounds pretty absurd to me.
Oh.
The moment I think about it, but honestly, I mean, hey, Recruits right now got like some amazing loadouts, and even on defense, you still you get a fully pimped out SMG-11 and an M870 in the same package, which is again unheard of.
Massive fight.
So yeah, it's certainly quite exciting to see whether we will be seeing quite a recurring appearance of Recruit. But for now, I mean, I didn't really see Recruit to be used by Noot Noot within that previous round as much, but there's still potential. And potential is sometimes all that we really need.
Definitely. Especially with all those grenades, goodness.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we had, for those who are just tuning in as well, whilst we're still going for a rehost, I guess we could also give you a quick rundown on the bans, since I don't think those were actually shown on stream, but we have the Jackal, we have the Lion, we have the Mirror, and out of all the defenders, we have Clash banned. And I believe the Clash ban was the one that kind of raised your eyebrow here, Sakai.
It did a little bit. You tend to not really see Clash banned all that much, but yeah, maybe that was just a particular bugbear. They just wanted to get Clash off the table. They just don't like playing against her, which I understand. I get that entirely. She's annoying. Yeah, it was a little bit out of left field, I think. Yeah,
it's certainly something quite unusual, considering that a Clash is quite a pain to deal with, especially in a well-organized environment. And she does introduce quite some possibilities as well for roaming, even considering that she can be that kind of the attraction point onto which the attacking side can aggro, whilst you have another person either flanking around or having just a completely separate pixel angle, which can be used to pop off. So, yeah, the ban for Clash is somewhat understandable, but yeah, it's certainly quite a rarity nowadays.
Yeah, it's not all that common. But I guess one good Zofia could probably just deal with a clash on her own?
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah, as a fear charge, certainly that can be a good way to play this around, or even a capital bolt. The moment you just set the floor on fire, well, Clash can't really move as quickly, so
She's got nowhere.
Yeah, she doesn't really have a whole lot of place to go, especially if the firebolt is, say, placed right behind her, so she doesn't have place to fall back to, and well, she's now forced to deal with people trying to bash her shield down.
She's the slowest in the game, right?
Yeah, she's 3 armor, 1 speed operator, so yeah, so she's not running away.
No. It's funny, like, if I ever play Clash, I feel like she's slower than even a 1 speed. Like, it's probably just me hating Clash, but it feels like she's slower than 1 speed. All right, we're just getting the last of the players back into this rehosted lobby. Should be ready to go soon-ish, by the look of it.
I believe we just have all the last person to actually join in onto the lobby. But yeah, so far, for those who are just tuning in, the scoreline is 1 apiece between those 2 teams, as the first round did go into the hands of Viking Army after a really nice servers defense.
Yeah. 1 apiece? Yes, it was 1 apiece.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So CCTV hold was quite well executed by Viking Army. And it was certainly quite a good showcase, especially by Pipoping, I believe, who was playing on Legion at the server racks.
Yeah, nice solid 3K from her holding that server. Just an absolute rock for any player coming out of that out of that sewer.
And gotta give it also to Chrissy, who she was also holding her position on the surface stairs as well, so she was able to actually assist Pipoping and the server racks defense as well with some of the crossfires.
Yeah, for sure. So I believe we are ready to start this game back up again.
Alrighty.
We jump in this right on in.
Exactly. So round number 3. Noot Noot just won. Noot Noot just won the executive push.
Yes.
Do you reckon Viking will retry the site?
Well, it's looking like it. Looks like they have selected the executive.
My question has been answered, yeah.
There we go. They had a chance, I think, to defend that before they had the player disconnect. So it looks like they've changed up a little bit. They don't have the rook anymore, unless they're trying to hide it. That might come through on the 6th pick. But they have switched up the lineup again. Sorry, I've just spotted the recruit again. Rachel on the recruit.
It is still weird to see that a recruit pick is there.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
It is no meme anymore.
Oh, it's not a meme. Although I'm going to miss the MX70 recruit rush.
Oh yeah,
those
are amazing. I mean, you could still go full run out where they made Kennedy, and that's still part of the defensive loadout. But yeah, I just agree with you. It's definitely going to be quite a weird time to adjust for.
Strange and dark times for Rainbow Six Siege going. But here we are. We will adapt. We will overcome.
Actually, it just struck me, Sakai. Imagine a 5 operator firing squad with M249 with box mag, like
attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
5 of them just spraying things down, like just hold down the left click.
just bullets, endless grenades, bangs. It's going to be one hell of an attack.
Oh my god. Oh, one way or another, we just might be seeing as well some good pushes. Rachel actually prompting to go for a more stable choice, being the L85 rather than the M249 SOAR or the MK14.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Yeah, it's so far it looks like they're just taking it pretty chill, pretty slow, just seeing if they can maybe just find that one poke point where they can go in for the push and then from there execute the main aggression.
Yeah. Konii just a little bit slow coming out of spawn then. Not sure if she was still droning, but generally you're not still in spawn at almost a minute gone.
And maybe there's like a big brain idea somewhere in
Oh,
there.
maybe 200 IQ.
Yeah.
Looking to maybe hold Skylight from above. Did notice Soy taking a little bit of damage. Not sure where that came from. They're going to start their push through stock room. Come from the south side this time around.
Fire actually from the janitor's closet onto that wall will be pretty much ending Jordan's life.
A bomb has
within
been
a round.
located.
But that position of Chrissy on Jaeger is actually fairly interesting to me, just for the sheer fact that she would have some really good potential for a flank there.
Definitely. Big three-person push from stock. There's only just over a minute remaining on the clock, and not a lot of intel gathered, not a lot of ground covered either. Chloe now pushing up to that janitor closet. Spots out a player just to the right of that one, misses the shot, takes a little bit of damage back for her trouble. Not a lot of ground actually taken. Seems to be mostly Chloe making the aggression. Konii taking a lot of damage now as she pushes in. Spots out Soy for the first frag of the round, 40 seconds remaining.
And with time being so close to ending the round, I believe we just might be seeing a flurry of kills to come out of here the moment the push actually starts happening from the either through the breach or maybe through the just that janitor's closet hole.
Weird one just getting spotted out by that drone coming through sight. Forces her to relocate. The pre-fire is coming through that wall, but not gonna
15 seconds remaining.
take any damage off of her. 10 seconds remaining, one thermite charge going out. That is Konii down. Taken down by Sassy, actually. That was infill. Chrissy
Drop the diffuser.
getting the trade. Jordy and Weird one taking down Chloe. Trade back.
Operators, you have run out of time.
Down, and that is round 3 across the Viking Army.
There was a bit of a odd round, to say the very least, considering that firstly it started really slow for Noot Noot, and Viking Army was still able to have some really good positioning to just drain down the time and, well, force the Noot Noot to actually just, I don't know, make mistakes, I guess.
Yeah.
A bit.
I
That team
feel like
killed
they-
by Sassy just, I don't think, yeah.
Oh, good. I
I
feel
don't
like maybe
think that
Noot-
was God's plan.
No, I hope not. I hope that wasn't. So we are going on to tellers now, having one exec, so they'll be rotating down the first floor. What I need Noot Noot to do here,
Defenders, protect your
get a
bombs from
little
being
bit
defused
more
by
intel.
attackers.
they
Do you reckon
may
it's
understand. They only really had the one player droning out, and
Yeah,
then they
I
were
think
sort of making a lot of aggression onto where that drone was gathering intel. So it was sort of one person gathering intel, 4 people focusing on one point a little bit.
Bomb located by
So
attackers.
maybe spreading that out a little bit might give them a bit of a better chance on these attacks.
Yeah, I was just actually about to mention as well, yeah,
10 seconds left
they
before
might
insertion.
need to have a bit of a more of a dual-sided push.
5 seconds left.
Two-dimensional push, rather. Just for the sheer fact that that would...
Attackers are
sorry, English is hard. Firstly, it would allow Noot Noot to actually to divide the attention of the defensive side, and that way, from there, they should be able to find those fairly easy for them 1v1 engagements where they should be able to win, and emphasis is on should. Whereas on the side of Viking, they've pretty much done everything really well. They acknowledge that the push is going to be coming from that very one position, and they've just been focusing all the utility and firepower there.
Definitely, and that's all they really need to do is just
Precisely.
be all and just stop the push from coming from that one spot, and it leaves not really a lot of room for the attacking team to move forward.
Pretty much, yeah. I am curious about that choice of Fuse on Konii, because Fuse is going to be quite potent on this very side, because the moment you take control of the top floor, well, that's just going to be turning the tellers and the archives, for that matter, into just an absolute hell with all those hockey pucks.
Judging by that drone, there is no one holding that top floor, so this is going to be, as they say, free real estate for Konii on the Fuse. Should be able to
yeah.
straight into that exec lounge and rain down some fuse charges from above.
maybe a little bit too worried about the main stairs. And for a valid reason, it is a quite a potent place to have some roaming going, but instead so far it's just really the breaching charges that are going to coming around, just to see if they can have some openings here.
Mons may have taken some damage from that breach charge. Down to 25 HP, but Pippo with the first frag takes down Chloe in open area.
And that is diffused down as well. That is not where you want it right now to be dropped, actually. And Konii with a TK onto Rachel, that is unfortunate there, but does end up finding the shot onto Mons. And well, there it is, there's the self-kill as well. That is not the plan here.
Sassy left in a 1v3. She did get into sight, take down Mons, but she is not able to secure any further frags, and that'll be a third round across onto Viking Army, which that turned out to be a bit of a disaster for Noot Noot.
Yeah, the moment I kind of got hyped up for the choice of Fuse and how destructive and hellish he can be for the defensive side, it turned out that he's going to be just absolute hell for his own team.
So we're moving into round 5, and we have had 3 team kills already. If you count blowing yourself up as a team kill.
Yeah. We'll chuck it into friendly casualties.
Friendly fire is but friendly.
For Noot Noot, they will probably just cross it off as collateral damage.
Yeah, for sure.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
That's sort of your own fault there.
But all the memes aside now, Viking Army actually ended up going for even more of a mad choice of open area and kitchen rather than returning back to the CCTV, which actually by this time is going to be open.
Would be open again, yeah. I was fully expecting it to be back down in basement. I made the move all the way down there, expecting it down there. Oh, hang on. There's no bombs down here. We are in open area.
So this might also actually
10 seconds left before insertion.
Because their whole lineup is looking like they might try to take the... Well, it is suitable. Sorry, it is suitable for taking the downstairs hold, but actually the adjustment for Capital could be the play here, actually.
Definitely. See what Chloe can do with it. Mostly been working on intel gathering for her. She's been the main droner. Sassy getting in there, trying to get some opening frags. She's only on 2 kills. Although we did have the rehost though.
So yeah, this is post rehost, but I don't think we did see a whole lot of kills actually come out from Noot Noot on even the first round before all the rehost and everything happened. So,
alright.
Apart from actually maybe the second round, where when we went live, I do believe there was some pretty good trades. But nonetheless, for now, for Noot Noot, it is a take of the stock trading room, and well, it is so far just a solo push by Sassy. Actually, no, a duo push. Pardon me.
We have a couple of players on the back up there. I think Jordan was just droning out that top floor, making sure there was no one on the flank. They know that they are safe to push through this stock room. Minute 50 left. That is Pippo spotted out on the Legion. Chloe will begin her push through back alley. One firebolt going out. Flashbang up. A little bit of contact. Forces Pippo off the position. That is all 3 of Chloe's. Oh my goodness! The wall bang from Chloe. 2 headshots.
Attackers drop the
through
diffuser.
the drone hole, peeks the window, and gets taken down herself for her trouble. Sue with the kill there. That got Konii. That was beautiful.
Oh, fantastic shot onto Konii. Will be still continuing her reign in the open area, but for now there's a dual peek. Oh, does manage to actually find a shot onto the thermite, but Sassy is already on the case.
2v2 remaining. Sassy going down. And we have Jordan sort of looking the wrong way. And gets taken down by Chrissy in the end. Not the Mozzie that we were expecting, but that will be another round for Viking Army, who are so far proving to be a lot stronger than what we saw in week 1.
This is almost like a complete 180 actually on the performance-wise from Viking Army. Like you mentioned before, they didn't really get to see a whole lot of wins in the week number 1. So this is definitely a good showcase for them, especially on Bank, to kind of get maybe one of the maps at least for themselves going in their favor. Certainly quite keen for it, to see whether they will be able to just keep going with their streak, or whether it's just the fact that they are on the defense and winning this out.
It is good to see that they have picked it up a little bit to 1-6 off of Mons, putting
Attackers
Doc
need
back
to
on the shelf,
locate and
grabbing
defuse
Bandit
as many
instead.
bombs as they can.
And we are now back in base. This is where we want it to be.
Well, funnily enough, I don't think Bandit actually did see a whole lot of playtime really on the CCTV last time we saw them on the played out on round number 1. It was mainly the main shining star was Ping on that Legion, and she's going to be playing at the very same position.
Played a lot of Legion so far. I believe she's picked Legion every round so far on defense, but it's been working for her. The intel gathering with those goo mines, as long as she stays close to them, because as we know, Legion did change in this patch. Now doesn't have quite as much intel gathered from those goo mines. As long as she stays close to them, they are still very potent. The op's been working well for her. Like we're going for that attack onto the skylight stairs. Just Konii sitting out on top of car park, hoping to maybe catch someone out through that window. But I don't believe that Viking are doing a lot of roaming.
It certainly looks like they might have some presence up on the surface stairs, and actually Pippo is once again just striking back. But yeah, they will have some presence on the surface stairs, and well, for now it's just to hunt it down, and seems to be proving quite well.
We'll notice Noot Noot didn't quite commit as many resources to taking this CC server room as they did the first round. So Pippo's not going to see as many frags, but that's the diffuser. Chloe on the Capital did have diffusers. That's now left alone, and all Pippo really needs to do is sit here and just guard that. She's got her goo mines. You can layer those on top of the diffuser, and it's going to be really hard for Noot Noot to try and grab that.
Yeah, and right now, this time, Noot Noot are actually going to be funneled straight to that very position. Right now, it's a very aggressive push will be coming down. Eventually, Thermite will be going down here as well, which is certainly not the way to go here, Chief.
Definitely not. Jordan did get a frag onto Chrissy elsewhere on the map to bring it to a 4v3. So take a little bit of damage for her trouble, but once again, the diffuser is still down here in the sewer entrance. And now need to do whatever it takes to flush Pippo out from her position. I don't know if they know that we still have a player sitting on blue stairs as well, ready for that flank.
Certainly not looking like they even promptly actually give that player the attention, and it certainly looks like they might just pay for it. Soy does spot the Ash, and there it is, the shot as the Sassy gone as well.
And all 4v2 looking very strong for Viking Army on round 6. This is the last round of the half, and let's see if they can go into their attacking half with a 5-round scoreline.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Drop down from IQ will be notifying the Valk just of that very thing, and Soy does manage to get actually traded out, so it's all in a 1v3 situation, but Viking, very confident defense, 5-1 scoreline at the end of the first half.
Very, very strong coming out of them. We would, that's the second time that Jordan's been caught out looking in the wrong direction. I'm not sure if the intel gathering's a little bit off there.
Yeah, there's a very good chance for the fact that it's just either miscommunication or maybe just the sheer general lack of communication, and they know that there's somebody on the server rags, but maybe they've expected that Valk would already rotate straight on over to the side. Who knows?
Maybe just a little bit of game sense got to be worked on. Maybe just flipping a coin and landing wrong.
Yeah, that could definitely be the case here.
Did you see the Thatcher?
Attackers need to
Sledge
locate
being
and
6
defuse
feet
bombs.
away, but we're back down in the basement. as we expected, stronger site to defend. Change it up a little bit. Chloe on the who
Attackers have discovered the
actually
location
showed
of a
up
bomb.
a lot in week 1. Chloe's play on Kane was very, very good, showing incredible mastery of that shotgun.
Okay.
Getting some beautiful headshots. I do remember. Occasionally,
10
my
seconds left.
memory works pretty well. Yeah, she played very well on that
5
operator, so
seconds
it'll
to
be
go.
good to see if she can bring that one back into this game.
Attackers are heading
because
out to
they're going to
defuse the
need
bomb.
some big plays. They are down 4 rounds to Vikings 5. They're only 2 points away from a match point.
That is very good. And with the utility as well, Kaid will be bringing in some really nice denial of the vertical push. But I believe the choice of Maverick will be pretty much negating any effect that Kaid would really have on the hatches. But what I do like from Viking Army is the fact that they are bringing in a very well-balanced roster. They have the Thatcher to essentially get rid of any annoyances / breach denial for Thermite. You have 2 of the soft breaches in the face of Ash and Zafia. And you have the 2 hard breaches, so in case a Maverick or Thermite dies, you still have that backup to rely on to. So, whereas on the side of Noot Noot, I believe we only saw a single, actually no, a dual hard breach, but they weren't really going for a whole lot of actual hard breaching, at least to my memory.
No, not particularly. It's mostly going for different angles. So far, not a lot of ground taken. Viking Army opting to
Okay, that is...
go up through stock, but just going to move down slowly, clear out first floor. Hard commit to that central stair.
All they really need, if you think about it, they really need only the central stairs control of that and that hallway. So if they manage to pretty much get that under control, they don't need really to expand or waste time anymore. So now that they're gonna go in for the push onto the surface stairs, well, I don't think anyone is actually contesting the server rack, so that's gonna be free real estate for them over here. So yeah, it's just a matter of can they split the pressure in between those 2 points at the hatches and then at the servers as well.
So far looking like a much more coordinated attack than Noot Noot were able to pull out. 50 seconds remaining on the clock. And that is Konii with the first.
Yeah, Konii and actually Chloe actually going off here with the nice double kill between the 2 of them. And meanwhile, Chrissy's already right at the bottom of the main staircase, and that could have been quite powerful if Viking Army would have gone for a push.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
And just like that, we're down to a 1v5. It's just Chrissy remaining on those central stairs again. Spots out Jordan in the car park. It's 1 down.
15
15 seconds.
Attackers have
Does
recovered
not
their diffuser.
have diffuser. Drop the diffuser now.
10 seconds left.
1 frag across onto Sassy, but Chloe with the trade back. Close that one out and secure Noot Noot around a well-needed round.
Certainly serves as a really good position here for Noot Noot to actually go for a comeback, considering that they are now on defense. It will be much more favorable position for them rather than go for attack. But like you mentioned before, Kaid top. Chloe did some really good job and good work of that TCSG.
Definitely. Very glad to see that she was able to keep up the excellent play that she showed in week 1, bringing that into week 2 as well. Rachel is really, really liking this recruit.
The moment I saw that, the only thought that came to my head
Attackers need to
is
locate
she's
and
not
defuse
folding off of
bombs.
that one.
No,
She's sticking.
that is a favorite.
And actually, looking at the loadout, it looks like she brought a pretty well balanced lineup overall. She's got the MP5K. She's got, I think it's an SMG11 on her, and a bulletproof camera as well, which is pretty much all you need really for the defense of up above. You have a good weapon loadout, you have some of the reinforcements, and you have the
10
GoPro
seconds left
camera
before
to get some information. It's not as like efficient as an Valkyrie camera or
5
Maestro
seconds
camera
to
or
insertion.
Echo, but hey, it does its job.
Definitely.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Actually, as a matter of fact, we did see a fair bit of the usage from the foolproof cameras in LPL Pro Series as well, so that has been getting some rising popularity as well, considering that you really either need to wait quite some breaching utility to get rid of them from the distance, or you need to directly run up to them and melee them to actually dismantle the bulletproof camera. So it certainly does take some effort to get rid of them.
And obviously the position of those bulletproof cameras, if you do have to run up and punch them, that can put you in a vulnerable position if you're not careful enough. Get yourself shot in the back.
Precisely, yeah. So honestly, yeah, even I'm still weirded out by the fact that recruiting is now viable.
It's gonna take a little bit of getting used to.
It's probably gonna take quite some time for me to get used to, because usually it's such a meme to the point where like it would be almost considered to be a BM and just trolling the enemy team and just toying with the prey. But then now it seems that hey, they still very much serious on dealing with the opponent team. Sorry.
Definitely. It's looking like Viking Army trying to push through from Skylight Stairwell. We've got one player, I believe that's Konii, in service. Service. Oh my goodness, I've just completely blanked on that call out. Konii with the first frag takes down Pippo. That is the side wall open up for Skylight, so that'll be easy pushes in for Viking Army. But they are one man down, one woman down. Zofia no longer on the table, but we still have a lot of breach available. A minute remaining. Diffuser still in hand. Soy with a return kill onto Jordan. And Konii very, very low on HP. It's forced her back into CEO. Soy now caught out.
Attackers drop the
He
diffuser.
finally goes down. And Sassy actually with a double. Konii was the one to take down Soy, and it's now just Weird One left in a 1v4.
Yeah, that is not a good right now position for my They were just on the roll during that during the defensive side, and just like that, Noot Noot are not letting them get away with it at all.
Definitely not. Just some really poor timing there from Weird One. Just turns around as Konii pushes through. A little bit unfortunate, but that will be one more round picked up for Noot Noot. As you say, this is exactly what they need to keep themselves in the match.
Now, here's the question as well. At which point are we going to be able to say that comeback is as real as it gets?
Well, I mean, they were almost as far down as they possibly could be. So if they can get another couple of rounds and level it out at 5 apiece, it's going to make it anyone's game at that point. But Noot Noot have shown maybe they just a little bit weaker on the attacking side on bank.
Protect your bombs from being defused by
Or
attackers.
Viking Army just really good at their defense.
Yeah, well, a fair few teams have the occasionally reoccurring issue with the fact that they have one side that is just absolutely pitch perfect, amazing, not a hinge in just not a single flaw in their game, and then the moment it comes to a completely opposite side, is just all goes down south.
It's tricky.
Yeah, it definitely gets quite tricky. So yeah, so maybe this is also one of the cases where Viking Army were quite prepared for a defense. They were quite knowledgeable about how to pull it off, and they were able to emphasize really well off Noot Noot's mistakes as well. So, whereas now it's just a complete switch around, as I believe 3 people just got stuck in a doorway.
I think we saw that a couple of times on week 1 as well. Just everyone trying to run through at the same point and no one wanting to give. So far, looking as though Viking Army are again gonna go for that top floor push. See if they can grab ground from stock and push in that way. should be relatively easy. Sassy, actually, with the first frag onto Pippo. Chrissy with the return. 4 apiece.
Yeah. A good beginning, well, decent beginning for the round. At the very least, both of the teams were able to find a trade, so didn't go one way or another. Right now for Chrissy, she is on the prowl. She really wants to find that next frag, because right now that drone is pretty much the only way to relay some of the information for her. And for what it's worth, there can be a defender lurking pretty much at any position and trying to stay hidden there.
Definitely. In that sense, it probably was a good thing that Sassy was the kill there on the vigil, being, you know, the big roamer and being able to hide from drones. So having her off the board does make it a little bit easier to sweep through without the drone having to worry about where vigil is sitting. We have 1:20, and mostly looking at taking the top floor, but Soy does get caught out by Rachel on the bandit. I'll give Noot Noot the numbers advantage, 4-3, just over a minute remaining. Diffuser still in hand.
Yeah, Diffuser still in hand. They still have the potential ability to go for a vertical play with still 54 seconds, so there's still some amount of time to be used there, but not a whole lot. The breach with the Hibana charges will be coming out, so right now the remainder of the defense will need to be really cautious about how they're going to go in for the peak.
Definitely, but with those Hibana charges out, they will now have a little bit of intel for Noot Noot about where these players are coming from. Weird one. Able to catch out Rachel to bring the numbers game back, 3 apiece. 25 seconds remaining. And Chloe on that Maestro takes down Weird One on the push through. One more kill for her. They puts a double. We'll see if she can clear out Chrissy as well for the final kill. Just spots her as she pushes through. Chrissy getting the kill onto Konii, and Jordan actually with the kill onto Chrissy.
That was just an absolute flurry of kills there coming out, but nicely done by Jordan actually to find the final frag. And well, Noot Noot are only 1 round away from actually evening the round count out.
Definitely. Showing themselves to be a much stronger side on the defense. And that may just lend itself more to this particular map balance. As we see a fuse again.
One would only pray that this time it won't be a team-killing fuse.
Let's hope.
Well, this time it's a different roster that will be utilizing the fuse, so
All right.
At the very least, the Russian operator may be finding a success here, rather than on the side of Noot Noot.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
But on the side of the defense right now, well, they've been so far doing pretty well. Comeback probably gets the real by round here, considering that they started off the second half with a 5-1 scoreline, and in the usual state, this is probably one of the worst positions that you can put yourself going into the second half.
Definitely. Seems as though Viking Army did lose a lot of their momentum. Yeah. Now, they are able to get some frags, but they're all getting traded back. They're just not quite looking as strong as they did in the first half. Noot Noot really showing up and not letting this game go without a fight. So we are back down in the basement. It's again looking as though it's going to be a push from maybe the top floor, maybe open area. Soy and one committing to the sewer.
I mean, a top-down clear is usually what you really want to make sure to do, just to make sure that you don't have any roamers out there on the top floor that could potentially go for a late flank. But apart from that, really, well, Viking Army have a good idea about how to go about it. Really, they have most of the utility. The only issue here is the fact that people ping. I was just about to say that Fuse probably won't have a whole lot of utility placing here, but, well, just won't be seeing any placing whatsoever, considering that Fuse is dead now.
Sassy with the first frag. Rotates through, takes care of Pippo in the open area, so he's just going to commit to that skylight stairwell. But we do have a couple of players, Weird One and Soy, making their way in through to those server racks. Weird One is on the Mavericks, and they're going to be able to put a couple of holes and stuff into that wall, but Soy does find the frag across onto Chloe, who was big on this one. Soy sticking her head down into those blue stairs. That gets taken off by Sassy. That's now going to alert Weird One to the angle. The ping goes out. Knows the players there. Just misses the shot. And Sassy forced back a little bit. Now she knows as well. Maverick is sitting behind that server rack. Misses those shots.
Yeah, it will be, unfortunately for her, missing a few of those shots, but it will be keeping the Maverick at bay, and will be actually allowing Sassy to actually return back to this site. So, just a safer ground to play off. Not too bad. Not too bad at all, but right now it needs to find that shot, that headshot onto the Maverick, and does actually find the knee, and well, he's not going to be a traveler anymore.
Last two remaining players of Viking Army, Mons and Chrissy, pushing down those blue stairs, diffuser in hand. 45 seconds remaining. Not a lot of intel about where these remaining Noot Noot players have rotated to. All they really know is that Sassy was on A site. X-Cairo is coming out to blow that wall, see if they can maybe get a reverse plant going on. But it's going to be a hard take for them. Chrissy may have just spotted a player. Didn't react quite in time. Once again, crossing across that breach. 20 seconds remaining. Mons just going to try to get in through this breach hole.
15 seconds to go.
Oh.
That's the wrong height. Oh, no. There we go.
10 seconds left.
Just gets spotted out. But Chrissy, with the defense, gets a double kill, taking down Rachel. But that's not going to be enough. Konii securing herself a double kill. And that will tie the game up. 5 rounds apiece.
5 apiece, and well, now this could really go either way, really. But considering how much momentum Noot Noot just acquired for themselves, I don't think they will be planning to stop anytime soon out of here, really.
Not at all. As we move back up to Executive Lounge, back to the top floor. Not a lot of changing of these operators. Pippo still committing to that fuse. Sassy sticking with the Vigil, which worked very well for her in the last round.
Hey, I mean, yeah, Vigil pretty much has been the cornerstone of the success for that previous round, considering that Sassy did find some really important frags early through the round, middle of the round, and not really for the end of the round, but nonetheless, she was one of the reasons why the initial momentum was broken by the attack on the previous round by Viking Army. So, I mean, props to her. She managed to really just showcase how Vigil can be played here and how aggressive can he be.
Definitely that opening frag on the Pippo really shut down the push through that open area. We'll see if she can replicate that performance. Gonna have
5 seconds left.
Can definitely happen here, considering that, well, the last time we did see CEO being defended by Noot Noot, it was a pretty confident one. I believe it ended up on a 4-1 firefight.
Yes, yeah, something along those lines. It was very, very one-sided for that one. They're gonna commit to that skylight stairwell. Weird One just spotting one player out. I got a little bit of blindside debris going on there. I'm not sure if that's on Weird One's side as well, but no damage being traded across onto the player who was caught out in that hallway. One Ash breaching charge going out. It's going to force Konii away. I believe we had one fuse charge into stock to push Konii out of her position. But right now, it's the slow game. Bonds at the top of the skylight up there. Soy droning out. Chrissy and Pippo committed to taking that stock room.
I mean, having maybe a fuse repel over to the CEO windows and try to wreak some havoc from there could also be a good idea here for Viking Army, just to see if they can dislodge some of those anchor positions that that Noot Noot has, and from there they can potentially start making their pushes. But As it stands for now, Pippo is just going to be assisting just with the general push through stock for her team and see just how things will go from there.
Konii getting the call to rotate back to conference room. A little bit of pre-fire. No damage being traded across just there. That's another goo trap going off. One fuse charge going into conference. That's going to force Konii out. But she's going to get aggressive. Takes a little bit of damage from the fuse charges before. Knows that Pippo's in stock room. And that will secure her the first frag. We'll see if anyone can get that trade back through. Weird One taking down Jordan, who did rotate up to those circle stairs. 55 seconds remaining on the clock. Konii stuck on main stairs, away from sight. She just gets spotted out by Chrissy as she rotates down to make that a 4-3. Another trade back. Sassy taking down Soy.
Yeah, good overall turnout as well for either one of or for both of the teams really, because both of them were able to even things out quite a fair bit. But right now it certainly seems that Viking Army might actually regain that point and actually force this into the match point here, as the pressure between both of those teams is starting to raise. And there it is, actually, after a 4-round streak, Viking Army will finally find themselves yet another point to push themselves into the match point.
Did they have intel on Chloe there? Because that was a very, very lucky shot from Weird One to cop her through the wall. Not sure if was she droned out? I didn't notice.
I'm not too sure about it, but either way, that was nonetheless a still really good shot.
A very good shot. Maybe just a little bit of a Hail Mary, knowing that she was hiding in there, but a beautiful shot coming out of Weird One there to close out the round. And like you say, push Viking Army onto match point.
Now the main question here is, can Viking Army actually stick through and actually win out this round? Because otherwise, I believe we might be seeing an overtime.
No, actually,
No,
on these
so
rounds,
this could be a draw, yeah.
We tie them up.
Right, my bad. So yeah, so the final round, one way or another, and this will be the decider whether Noot Noot can draw out, or whether we will be seeing Viking Army actually take the map for themselves.
I'd love to see Viking Army take a map for themselves. They've definitely shown a much stronger performance this week around, so kudos to them. But on the same side of that coin, Noot Noot also showing themselves to be much stronger this week too.
I mean, it takes quite some mental fortitude to actually push yourself from 5-1 to a 5-5, which is a feature of itself, and to do it with such shutdowns that Noot Noot showcased us was also pretty big thing. So right now, actually, both of those teams are actually very much able to make things work. Well, I believe for now the drones out are going to be coming out on the side of Chrissy, just to make sure that things will be staying nice and pretty on the same spot. But apart from that, really, there is quite a few people on the offside roam, with some presence in the stock room as well. I believe so far it's just Chrissy just making her way over into the open area, whereas I believe there's Konii actually up and around the stock area that will be assisting her defensive team to try to kind of open things out there. There it is.
Konii does get the first frag, which takes a lot of damage in return for her effort, though. Soy off the board.
And Soy did play quite some crucial parts and a fair few pushes, but just like that, Mons is actually going to be the one to trade things out here on Konii and finally finish her off with a slither of health. But right now there's another menace that is hiding in the stock room, and I believe that could be actually either Sassy or Rachel out there. Oh, it's Jordan. Okay. So Jordan on the castle room could have the potential, because I don't think her position has been droned out, so she will be in a prime position here to shut things down for Viking Army.
Unless they can get... Oh, that is the charge taken out. But unless they can get any intel through there to know that she's there.
That will be the Evil Eye that just shoots on the...
Evil Eye, yes.
Yeah, so there's the Evil Eye, yep, right there in the hallway, and, well, both of the breaching charges are unfortunately used up, so now it's all up to Weird One to actually, well, was up to Weird One to try to get things going, but Mons will still have the fragging there.
3 apiece, 40 seconds remaining, and as you say, no hard breach left on the board for Viking Army.
This is going to be a rough push.
Definitely. Still with Sassy, Chloe and Rachel up. Depends on where they're going to attempt to take this push from. It's looking as though the remaining members of Noot Noot are just going to hard anchor that site. They don't need to get aggressive. They just need to wait for Viking Army to push to them, and that push might be coming through. Mons taking a lot of damage now. Does get herself a triple kill. Takes down Sassy, but she's spotted out mid-reload.
Oh my!
Viking Army!
Amazing push actually here by Chrissy. Look at... Oh, a bit of an unfortunate shot.
Was that team kill? Oh.
Could have been. But nonetheless, a good flick on the last 2 kills for Chrissy, and, well, Viking Army will be actually taking the full map for themselves after a bit of a struggle there on the second half.
I believe that's the first map that has gone to all 12 rounds. So an excellent showing there. Chrissy with 13 kills. Konii and Sassy both breaking 10 kills for themselves as well. So excellent showing coming out from both teams here, but ultimately Viking Army clutching out map number 1.
So we still got one more map between those 2 teams, which is going to be Border. Now, Border does offer slightly less of the open plan there to be held, and does bring in a fair few angles that can be hard held there. So the question that I'm kind of asking myself, and actually would have for you as well, Sakai, is do you reckon that this will be as close for map number 2 as it was for map number 1, or whether this will be a...
I'm hoping it will.
Okay.
But like you say, definitely a much... You'd say... Would you say this is more defense sided? Because I feel like Border might be stronger for the defenders.
If the defense is set up quite right, and the attack doesn't really go for, say, the downstairs push, if, like, say, you're holding Armory and Archives and there's some pressure from below, then, yeah, this will be very much of a setup. Sorry, this is definitely going to be defender-sided, but if the attacking side will be quite knowledgeable about how to approach, how to do the breaches, then we just might be seeing a very close contention and a set of trades of rounds.
Definitely. So we're just making sure that we're fully set up and ready for the second map here.
Well, yeah, while we still doing all the checkups, for Border, during say the bans of the operators, I would might be thinking that we might be seeing something, say maybe a Thatcher ban, maybe a Clash ban somewhere out there as well, because Clash is still going to be a very potent operator here on Border, whereas a Thatcher ban would potentially dislodge some of the plays here.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I've got no point on that one. my brain went a little bit. I'm sorry. I've been awake since about 5:30 this morning. I'm running on fumes a little bit, but we're good.
All right. So let's kind of go for a little bit more of a theory crafting here, Sakai.
Mm-hmm.
So after seeing how Viking Army ended up playing out their defense, do you reckon we will be seeing quite some unorthodox sites to be played out, or do you reckon we will be seeing just pretty much the usual rotation, say the armory lockers, then the ventilation workshop, and then the customs, or are we going to see maybe the bathroom tellers coming out as well?
I think we might see the tellers picked for sure. I don't think either of us were expecting that open area defense on round 5. So I think there's definitely a chance that we might see them pick that bathroom teller's site just to throw off a little bit. There's, you know, how many people pick that as their defense side?
Yeah, it's certainly going to be quite a wild card of a play if should either one of those teams actually choose it. And I believe it will be actually Noot Noot who will be on attack, so potentially we might be seeing maybe a similar outcome, at least of the first half, where Viking Army would just have an absolutely stomping experience here. So 5-1 probably scoreline, or 4-2 scoreline will be probably going into the hands of Viking Army on the first half.
Mm-hmm. I might have to agree with you on that part. But on the same token, do you think they could potentially defend? Just think about like the typical way that you see like blocker, like the armory site defended. They did ban Mira. Mira was banned out in map 1, and Mira obviously is a strong pick for that one. Usually banned out, but do you think they might leave it?
I don't think that Miro would actually be able to be slipped through the ban phase, really, just for the sheer fact that so far we've been shown pretty much the confirmation that, like, with some extra info on the side of defense, the attackers pretty much won't have a whole lot of chances, really, to win it out. So right now, for Noot Noot, for them to have a successful first half on their offense, they want to cripple that info gathering as much as possible here for for Viking Army.
Definitely.
So, say something along the lines of having, like, say, a Mira, and then having maybe another ban of, like, say, Maestro or Echo would be probably the best case scenario here for Noot Noot's offense. Whereas on their side, for the bans on the attacking operators, as long as they have as much as possible of the soft breach, I don't think they will be having a whole lot of really issues, because even with, say, Thatcher being banned out or IQ even being banned out, for a fair few of the spots for, say, breach denial utility, there's usually quite some of the more stock standard kind of positionings for them. So say for that west wall, you can just buck out the floor right below it and just blow it out amidst all of that chaos.
And there is a chance that Noot Noot might expect that. They did play border against Vertex in week 1, and Vertex were quite impartial to taking the Ash and using those breach charges on the floor to attack from below. And they did actually catch out, I believe it was Chloe, a couple of times by just breach charging on those the particular points that a operator would generally anchor down on. But I've just gotten word from our admin that we are ready to start map number 2 on border with Noot Noot versus Viking Army. So we're just going to jump straight on into that one.
Just got the word from Chief, and he said this is it.
Nice.
But yeah, like you mentioned before, whether it's Ash, whether it's Buck, even Zafia, they have some fantastic utility to deny those breach charges, unless it's, say, a Kayed charge. Then you might need to sweat a little bit more for it, but nonetheless, you still can open up some really good sidelines from below.
Definitely. See who the first ban out of the gate from Viking Army will be. Okay. No surprise there. The Jackal. They did ban that one on Bank as well.
Yeah, so Jackal is also going to be quite a thorn in the side of the defense, especially on the roam. So they want to, Viking Army would want to exclude that as much as possible, really, and to allow them to have a bit more of a free roam here.
Definitely, especially considering how much Sassy was picking Vigil to roam around. But I saw your eyebrows raised a little bit there. The Ash ban.
Yeah, that would be more of a kind of aimed ban at Viking Army, considering that I believe that was Chrissy who was extremely powerful on that very operator.
Definitely played a lot of Ash and played her very well on Bank. And just as we expected, Mira taken off the table by Noot Noot.
Yeah, so the last ban could be potentially something across the lines of, like, say, Clash or Echo, which we're just going to be seeing. Yeah, there it is. There's Clash. So Viking just clinically do not want to deal with that in any shape or form. So
They know what they hate, and
Yeah.
that is Jackal and Clash.
I mean, so far it worked out pretty well, those bans for them. They didn't have to deal with that on the defense, and well, on offense, I don't think they were really missing out on the Jackal.
Oh god, no. Not at all. So first site will be, as we expect, Armory Lockers and Archives up on that top floor. We'll see a Mozzie. There's the buck that you were talking about from Konii. Picking across that one. And Jordan picking up an IQ.
Yeah, so that IQ and Buck combo will be pretty much deadly there for any utility that Viking Army will have, because pretty much if you look at it, so IQ will be able to counter. You have Mozzie, you have Jaeger, you have Bandit, you got Valkyrie, and actually, matter of fact, you got Legion. All 5 of those can be countered by IQ. And she'll be able to see those through the floor, and considering that most of the floor that is on the side is pretty much breachable.
Yep. You can get in anywhere from down below, apart from that tiny little bit under the rug, but no one's going to sit there.
Pretty sure you can even destroy the rug, actually, with the shotgun.
Yep. You can just like the little concrete bit.
Yeah, the concrete bit. Yeah, my bad. Sorry, I was looking at the other rug, right by the b-ball.
There's too many rugs on this top floor. I don't know which one we're talking about.
Both of them are pretty, though.
True. Find you'd expect to see hanging up on a wall somewhere.
Actually, now you got me thinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall, the lineup of the defense here is pretty strong, all in all. You have some really good info gathering, and even the nerfed Legion is still going to be very much viable at slowing things down for the offense. Because even though he doesn't deal any more of that 10 damage per the initial sting, there's still going to be sound cues, there's still going to be tick damage, and there's still going to be prevention of the sprint. So it just enforces more for the roamers to actually just play more aggressively around those goo mines.
Definitely. The sound cues obviously going to be the biggest thing on Legion now that he has been nerfed. So it's not going to be as much intel for the Legion player themselves, but sound cues are still going to be there for everyone as Chrissy gets get into a little bit of a firefight as Noot Noot attempts to push through into that staff room. Chrissy with the opening kill takes down Rachel, and that is one player pinged down in the lobby as well. No reinforcements out onto this 90, so Chrissy could be wall banged through, but I don't believe anyone is in a position to do that. They commit more to the armory wall. Those ex-pyro pellets go off.
Yeah, that breach will be fully successful, and that is the jump-through hole that can be utilized pretty well. But the only issue right now for the attacking side is the fact that there is a Mozzie that is right at the half wall there at the... Well, not at the half wall. In the armory, but there's also a half wall presence that just got eliminated by Chloe, so nice shot. But right now, they need to be very much wary about that Mozzie position, because that C4 could be very much deadly if it lands right at the feet.
Actually thrown out there, Jordan runs into one goo trap, but Chloe picks herself up a double, takes down Weird One on the rotate from that half wall. A little bit of pre-fire through, and take out the barbed wire and see if she can push through. Doesn't correctly check, spots the Legion, who is already dead.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta double tap the corpse.
That's true. Zombieland taught me that one.
Yeah, rule number 1 of Zombieland. Double tap the corpse, just to make sure. But for now, it seems that Chrissy just can't seem to double tap it herself, and it is now in a 1v1 situation. Soy versus Jordan, and Soy does have a health advantage as well as the kill advantage here.
A very good angle. Jordan not quite checking that half wall as she pushes through, and that'll be a nice and easy kill for Soy for Viking Army to secure round number 1.
Yeah, a good beginning for Viking Army, considering that they've that's actually the similar case where they managed to kick things off on the bank, where they managed to secure a very nice first round win. Unfortunately, that was not caught on the stream, but rest assured, it was pretty well played.
It was a good round.
It was indeed a very good round, but ventilation room and workshop. Now that armory has been pretty much cleared out and won, this is where they're going to be playing. And now the issue here is the fact that for a successful defense of armory and workshop, you really need at least some presence up above, because the vertical play on this very site is going to be crucial.
Especially with Konii having picked Buck again. Mons, something went a little bit wrong there. I think that might have been Pippo's impact grenade. So Mons is going to start this round off with a health deficiency. But Konii on the Buck will be able to take that top floor if no one is up there to stop her from pushing through.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Konii and once again Jordan will be the two of the operators that will be pretty much a menace from up above. The main question here for me as well is the fact that Noot Noot are chronically still bringing in a Hibana and a Thermite, albeit that you don't really need as much of the hard breach here, because one of the hatches, I believe, in service will be actually opened up by the defense, so they will really need to bother only about a single hatch.
Yeah, you'd more expect attacking teams on this site to commit to the soft breach a little bit more. Not so much to take that hard breach. You are right. Those hatches are generally opened up to allow for easy rotates from the defenders.
Actually, I do believe we have the customs wall actually fully reinforced, so that Thermite might actually come in handy here for that choice, just as because the moment I started saying that, oh, maybe not the best choice to bring in two hard breaches, I'm just being proven wrong.
That's the caster's curse, right?
That's the caster's curse. Yeah, that's the full effect of that.
And as you say that wall does open up, Konii will push her way through, prepping those frags, just making sure there's no one sitting in customs. Do have one player rotating through. That will be Chrissy on the Jaeger, ready to stop any push that comes that way. I think we have 3 players committed to detention now. Might have heard that sound cue, and beautifully takes off Rachel's head as soon as she bolts through that window. But I don't think she knows that there is another player there. Konii might have the advantage. Oh, Connie's on the rotate, and she is taken down from up above. But Chloe with the trade back. Takedown weird one will be able to pick up Konii.
As well as that, Sassy actually does manage to find a shot onto Chrissy, getting some revenge for the previous map. But so far, this is looking like this might be shaping up like a good round for Noot Noot, considering that Mons is still very much low on health, and only 2 of the remaining defenders out of the 3 are full on health.
Mons is just going to commit to anchoring that site with the low HP. Pippo looking to have rotated out to main lobby, see if she can catch off someone in that customs area. Chloe with the double kill. In the site, takes down Mons.
It's full control of the workshop side, and I do believe that Soy is actually will be playing above around the hatch area, and well, it's just going to be a free plant here.
Gonna get that one down. Soy has rotated back around. Is gonna go the flank through Tellers to support Pippo. Pippo taking down one player, that is Sassy, down. Stuck on a 2v2 now. Chloe taking a bit of damage, but Konii still very low HP, having been down before. Viking Army very much with the health advantage. But Chloe will take down Soy as she tries to flank through, and it's now just Pippo in a 1v2 situation. 15 seconds remaining on the diffuser. She needs to get in there. Fully flashed.
This is not a good right now situation for Pippo, as she does manage to find the shot, but there's the also push by Chloe, and well, Noot Noot will be able to close things out here on round number 2, which will be putting us at a 1-1 scoreline.
A little bit of a little bit messy there at the end. Bit of a wild spray from both teams, but in the end, Noot Noot securing that one, able to defend their diffuser. They will secure themselves a round, as you say, one apiece, as we go back to ventilation for Viking Army to try their luck again.
So far, sticking to the very same trend how Bank started things off. We are on the first draw of Border, and so far both of the teams have been showcasing us quite some good rounds to be played out, really. Because on the side of Noot Noot, well, on the previous map we saw some really good holds, but they weren't just enough to prevent VA to actually take the final few rounds into their favor. Whereas inside of Viking Army, well, this is a much better performance from them comparative to what we saw in the first week. So, improvement time indeed.
Definitely showing their improvement. I imagine they've gotten some practice in as a team. It looks like they are overall they're just moving better as a unit. Looks like better communication, better. Honestly, I think they're handling their gunfights a little bit better than in the first week as well, which is a big thing. But I think it's probably mostly just they've been playing together, I would imagine, and you start to gel. You start to gel with your players.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Yeah, having that chemistry in between all the players is certainly a very big factor here, considering that you might just need maybe sometimes just less even communication really out there. Just the moment if you have smaller, shorter callouts, just that your players can understand quicker.
A bomb has been located.
Once again, the detention wall opens up. Konii with the first frag onto Mons. She does take a lot of damage back for her trouble. Taking down Pippo, but she's left on a mere sliver of HP. Noot Noot with the numbers advantage. 45 seconds down on the round. Preps the frag.
Oh,
and
no.
it does actually hit Rachel.
Ouch.
And just like that, we are 3 apiece.
That is actually going to be making things a whole lot better for Viking Army, considering that just evened out passively the man count, well, yeah, the operator count in their favor. And with a 3v1 situation right now, Chloe is not having a fun time out of here.
And taking a little bit of damage. Pre-fire through. Does take
Actually,
down Soy.
Okay. Chloe's got some moves here, but can she find those 2 more kills? Well, make it 3 now as Soy got picked up, but she still has a fair bit of time, actually. Minute and 20, so she can pace herself. But oh, that was a bit spooky here for Chrissy.
Catches out Chrissy. I'd point out Chloe also does still have all 3 of her flashbangs, which are going to be pivotal in attempting to take this point. She does have diffuser in hand, but very little intel. Secures herself a double kill to take down Weird One. And it's now a 1v1. Soy on very low HP, having been down just before by Chloe. She's got 50 seconds on her push.
Yeah, well, Chloe right now just trying to cycle through all of the pressure points that she could go through and where she could maybe find Soy. Because for Soy right now, if she takes a single shot to any body part, she will be going down.
Not going to take much. Chloe maybe just being a little bit too slow here, a little bit too cautious. Just going to check that default. It has already been destroyed. It's 1 goo trap, and that's going to be the audio cue that Soy needs, but I'm not sure that she's fully reacted to that one. Barbed wire will once again set off the sound cue, but Soy now hearing the diffuser going down. That is not going to spot out Chloe. Until Chloe stands up, that'll be the easy counter defuse by Soy to secure round number 3 for Viking Army.
Gotta give it to Soy. That was some really good trigger discipline there. Just waiting for the right moment to go in for the push, and waiting maybe a little bit too long for the diffuser to go down. But nonetheless, it was very, very well played, very well executed turnout for the Valkyrie player of Vikings Army.
Yeah, Soy knew that she didn't have to get aggressive. You just have to wait for that push, and knew that her timer was down. If she were to push too aggressively, if Chloe was quick enough on that one, she could have still got the snap. But better to wait, get that diffuser down, wait for Chloe to stand up, and as you say, played it perfectly. Hats off to Chloe as well, who also almost pulled off a 3v1 clutch.
Yeah, that clutch was really what Viking Army might have needed to kickstart their momentum once again. 2-1 scoreline right now might be signaling the fact that Viking Army might be getting their advantage up and running, or maybe we'll just be seeing a complete trade out of the rounds between them and Noot Noot. Because Border is one of those maps that if you execute your pushes well, you can lock out the defenders from each and every possibility of just winning the round. Whereas on the side of defense, well, you can play fairly aggressively, or you can just play really passively, and you just wait for the attack to make mistakes and emphasize on them, which actually Viking Army was able to do really well during map number 1.
Definitely. We'll show, now that we got the scores up here, Chloe does have 8 kills, which is pretty big going into round number 4.
It just shows that Chloe has been pretty much one of the key players for Noot Noot so far, and well, she's been dedicating quite a whole lot of things to the team to try to push Noot Noot into the favorable positions.
Got a similar looking setup for Viking Army on their defense point here. It's going to be a little bit tricky taking down those bandit batteries, or the bandit battery on that wall, for Rachel to be able to get through onto it, because they only have the IQ, which means they're going to have to try and grab that bottom floor ground to be able to take out the battery from below, sorry. And instead we're going to go for the other wall, which doesn't quite give as much advantage.
Well, it still gives some point of cover there for both of the parties here, but it certainly will be opening quite a nice angle for Weird One to play off, and it certainly seems like it will be those Soy to kick things off here, and well, Viking Army is just cleaning the house really here.
Just like that, a 5v2, and Noot Noot left with just Sassy and Jordan. A Glaz being an unorthodox pick, but we've got a Glaz and an IQ left to see what they can do to salvage this round. One Mozzie drone taken down. They might still know that Weird One is hard anchoring that half wall. Sassy actually with a beautiful shot takes down Soy.
Yeah, Glass is one of those very rare picks nowadays that is quite deadly, but for now it's been working, having some mild success, but as it stands really, Jordan, fantastic flick over here, will be shutting down Weird One, and actually will be just going in for a potential plant. No, the diffuser is actually just outside, so she is going to be prompting to go for the frag hunting, but that is exactly what I get her shut down. Viking Army with yet another point for themselves.
A beautiful headshot. I was not expecting Weird One to get taken down by that push. That was a beautiful shot coming out from Jordan there. That'll give Viking Army their 3rd round. Once again, showing rather strong on their defense side, and we'll see if they can carry this one through a little bit more to their attack side, but right now they're going to go down into customs and supply room.
This is certainly feeling a whole lot closer compared to what we saw on Bank, even though the scoreline so far is being repeated in a similar fashion comparative to Bank, but this time we see more of the 1v2s, 1v1s, and just generally the map itself is getting closer and closer, so I wouldn't be surprised if we might be seeing Noot Noot actually grab a couple more rounds, maybe just, or even just one more for themselves on this half. And if they do manage to actually do that, they might guarantee themselves to actually take map number 2 in the long run, considering that so far the defensive side was the one that was the most prevalent.
And if they are able to do that, that's going to do wonders for their position on the ladder, because right now they are right at the bottom after the slow start in week 1. But if they're able to take themselves both rounds here, it's gonna do good things for their position. Push them up a couple of spots.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Yeah, looking at the overall setup, Customs is one of those tertiary sites that some of the teams do prepare, some of the teams just rely on just their fragging potential, and if they can hold the CCTV room, which is right above it, and see if they can just hold those positions for as long as possible. But it seems that neither of the teams are actually quite phased about having the vertical control, and well, maybe this is where the main secret to success could be for either one of those teams.
Soy with the opening frag takes down Konii.
Okay.
She tries to make her way through tellers.
So we're doing some really good work out here for Viking Army, considering that she is always there on the opposite side of the map, waiting for those like extra entries that Noot Noot, just in a very lucky manner for them, actually do manage to find some good shots. I mean, some breaches, some unexpected breaches that Soy can able to emphasize on. But for now, it is crazy that it's actually finding some shots, and just like that as well, weird one. Does manage to just dish out damage. Will be finally finding Rachel after a trade.
One more player there, and now Chloe gonna move up to see if she can do something about Weird One. Holding that top, just misses the headshot. Actually doesn't get any damage across onto Weird One as she pushes back away from her angle, knowing that she's been caught out. It's gonna push her back to break room. Round half gone, minute 25 remaining. Diffuser is not in hand.
What is quite amusing to me is the fact that only now Noot Noot actually realized that, hey, maybe we need to go and check upstairs. See, like, maybe there's somebody that could be holding an angle over there, and Weird One is kind of being a little bit, a bit of a sloppy retreat, which will be ensuring that she will be going down as Sassy. Well, yeah, there it is, whipping out the PMM at the end. But still in a 3v2, 53 seconds to go, still can be workable, but on the side of Noot Noot, they will need to start connecting those shots very promptly and very swiftly, otherwise they won't be really getting another chance in this round.
That is Sassy going down, and that's once again Chloe finding herself in a 1v3 situation. Takes down Soy with the flick back.
That is one way to clap back at the opponent. Oi, oi, oi.
Take down Moz as well, and it's just Pippo Ping left.
The thing right now for Pippo Ping is she doesn't really need to move around a whole lot. Well, now she does, because the plant is starting to happen, but I don't think she did get the memo that the plant is going down, and right now, well, the time is going to start ticking just not in her favor. Oddly enough as well, that wall where the diffuse is planted right by it is fully reinforced. So there's only 2 ways of entry, and Pippo Ping is just about to walk right into it, and there it is. Chloe actually does manage to find a really nice clutch in a 1v3 situation like you mentioned before.
Very good clutch coming out from Chloe there. Take down Pippo right at the end. And that will be round number 5 going across to Noot Noot. Bring the scoreline 3-2, still in Viking Army's favor. This will be the last round of Viking Army's defense half as they move back to ventilation.
Yes, so ventilation, I believe, also ended on a 1v1 situation, which I believe Soy ended up clutching out after having a really good timing onto Chloe, funnily enough. So it's still the two offenders of the opposite teams. We'll be potentially seeing yet another clash between each one another, but there is a bit of a spanner in the works. There is a Monty being introduced.
Yes, that's the first time we've seen Monty this series. We'll see how Jordan does with that operator.
Well, so far looking at the scoreline, Jordan didn't really have a good time fragging, considering she is unfortunately sitting on only 2 frags. So a Monty being a bit more of a support player, a support operator, and having quite some good protection as well from the bullet, at least on the front side, could certainly quite help the team and Jordan as well to make a fair few things work.
Definitely.
Also, on a quick note, can I just get your attention on the fact that out of all of Noot Noot, Chloe so far has the most amount of kills on double digits already, and two, she has she's the only person who went for the plants as well.
Has 3 objective plays.
3 objective plays with 11 kills.
That is an insane showing for Chloe.
At that point, you might as well just rename Noot Noot to Chloe and Co.
Chloe and friends.
Chloe and friends, yeah. Because, I mean, that stark difference in between the kill points as well as the general objective play is just nice.
Yeah. Work. Absolutely putting in work as Noot Noot begin their attempt to push through the front door here. They may have knowledge of Weird One holding that one. Soy is also up there for some backup, and Chloe, as we were mentioning, singing her praises just before, she's going to go on that rotate to try and do something about it. But Soy with the opening kill to Jordan gets traded back by Rachel. Rachel is taken very, very low in response.
Yeah, Rachel, bit of a harsh time there, considering that she wasn't able to get a bit of a cleaner kill. But on the opposite side, there is a Weird One who did, I believe, just try to contest those repelled operators, but to no avail. But and really, that just forces off the attack of the main doorway, which in return allows Viking Army to reinforce those points whilst Noot Noot are trying to go for the roam clear.
Definitely. As we once again turn our attention to the west balcony, the armory push. Chloe is just going to chuck out an EMP. Make sure there's no mute jammers, no vault cameras, nothing like that.
At least in a close vicinity.
At least in the close vicinity. I don't know why I said mute jam. This is not even a mute in this round. But
hey,
they just continue to clear.
Everything can happen.
Yeah, true. 45 seconds remaining on the clock. Diffuser is in hand, but we're still working on this top floor clear.
Yeah, quite some time is being drained out. With 36 seconds left to go, Weird One is still alive and kicking. And 2 people are being dedicated to this very push. Chloe once again strikes back Chrissy to be taken out. And right now, Weird One gets a little bit more aggressive this time, as well. Chloe is the one that is going to be trying to go in for yet another plan to tally up some more points for herself. Mons might be looking at potentially going in for the push, as Sassy does find the shot onto Weird One, and oh mommy, it's a...
Oh my goodness, Chloe!
It is just a shutdown. Chloe, absolute madness of a play here, as she just reads it into both of the plays and both of the defenders just going in for the push.
Absolutely beautiful play. I don't think none of the remaining players of Viking Army were ready for that one. Chloe just walked on in and took that.
Yeah, they just got nade into just a whole new dimension at this point by Chloe. But with that said, 3-3 scoreline. A complete stark difference comparative to a 5-1 that we saw at the end of the first half on Bank, and this certainly looks like Noot Noot might be taking the dub here on the second map.
Definitely showing up very strong. I think I know we've probably said her name a little bit too much, but Chloe.
It's definitely, it's pretty much it's a Chloe show.
It's the
I mean,
Chloe.
look at this. The next highest kill is on Sassy with 5 kills, whereas Chloe is nearly 3 times higher on the kill count.
Absolutely amazing showing. And if we're going to compare to Viking Army as well, this kill's a little bit more spread, but highest kill on Viking Army is Soy with 8. So
and she was doing quite some work.
Definitely, but Chloe almost double Soy's kills as well.
That is correct. Well,
10 seconds remaining.
Gotta give some credit as well to the rest of Noot Noot. They were doing quite some work. Rachel on those trades as well, fighting a couple of them. And Sassy, well, she did have a few good showcases as well. But now that Noot Noot are on defense, they did show quite some confident plays back on Bank. Can they replicate that success here? And can they keep pushing themselves further in this matchup.
See how Viking Army wants to take this first round on their attacking half and come out from pedestrian customs. See if they can get a pick through those windows. PrettyFlyForAShyGuy gonna punch those ones out. Oh.
At the moment, it's a little bit, the calm before the storm, really, considering that no take of the CCTV, or, well, just only now, as Soy and Chrissy will be the ones to be jumping in. And, well, it's a sure start for your team to go for an attack, because, well, CCTV can be a really nice foothold to play off, but the way how, so far, it is organized, actually, the foot level holes actually have been created by the defense, which means for everyone that is going to be standing right by that wall, well, their feet are not going to be in the full safety.
Smoke grenades coming out. Chloe's just going to go for the pre-fire on that one, see if she can catch anyone out, but nothing happening. They use the Maestro cannon to its full effectiveness. See through that smoke. Look for the push, but the pre-fire was enough to force PrettyFlyForAShyGuy away from the door. She ran back to safety. Try her attack from a different angle. They're going to try through break room this time. Going to push up 90, which has been reinforced. Leaving Mons to try and do something about the armory wall.
Yeah, with people having a really nice angle on the 90-degree hallway and potentially could have been able to cut off some of the rotations, it is also Konii and Sassy that are actually prompting for some of the peaks, but will not be testing their luck just yet.
Turbo with a pre-fire. Doesn't quite land any damage across, but also doesn't take any in return. Does know that there is one player holding off to the side of that one. That's not able to get any damage through.
Here's the question, are Viking Army aware? Yeah, well, now they are aware very much about that presence in the offices, and Chrissy actually does manage to find a shot onto Rachel, but meanwhile, Noot Noot are having a better success with some of those pushes, and, well, the first few charges being rang, and, well, to no success here.
Not going to make any contact there as that went through to Fountain. And as our announcers just said, 15 seconds remaining. Konii with the flank through, breakthrough, taking down Chrissy. And finds herself another one, but PrettyFlyForAShyGuy taking down Jordan. Konii with a 4K.
Ooh.
The big flank to take down Weird One and Pippo to close out the round.
Alrighty, finally, first time in a while, actually, we'll be getting back into the lead here. After, so far, I believe that is a 4-round streak here for them. Or at the very least, a 3-round streak. But, yeah, it's a 3-round streak, my bad. But, gotta give it to them. They, so far, have been keeping up the resilience really, really well, overall. And the way how actually Konii this time was able to actually perform really well comparative to the usual offender that is Chloe certainly shows that Noot Noot is not just comprised of one amazing player. There's still some really good potential across the board.
Chloe has a sidekick, is what you're saying.
Batman and Robin.
Attackers need to locate
And that will actually push Noot Noot into the lead for this map.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
That is correct. Now, interestingly enough, Chloe, instead of having a aggressive operator, she will be actually using the Echo. For his utility, it's quite powerful. I gotta say, because first of all, you can cloak out that drone that Echo gets, and I believe there's still two of them that can be utilized, and you can prevent the plant to be done by those drones, as well as that you get a suppressed MP5 with an ACOG, and so the traces of the bullets are not going to be seen.
Very, very strong operator, and a little bit surprised that this was the first time we have seen Echo picked, considering he wasn't banned in either map. It's usually a big pick.
Yeah, it's usually a big pick, but maybe it's just only now Noot Noot thinking, hey, maybe we should try that operator. Maybe there's a need for that, considering that there were a fair bit of the plants going down left, right, and center.
Weird one running up to the top of vehicle customs here. Not sure if she would have heard the audio cue of Konii reinforcing that hatch. She did maybe spot her out on the drones. A little bit of damage onto Konii as she tries to flank away. But elsewhere, Hippo on the Monty has gained some ground up through customs inspection. Move through to central stairs. Ping's going out just to say, hey, there's a player here. Spots one out at the top of the stairs as well, but Soy elsewhere. Getting the first frag, taking down Rachel on the Bandit.
Yeah, meanwhile, there is a trade between Sassy and Mons as the man count, well, the operator count will be staying in favor of Viking Army quite nicely, considering that now the two of the roaming operators fully gone.
Completely taken off the map. It's just left with Konii, Jordan, and Chloe. But as we saw, Konii very big on the rotations. She might be able to make something happen. That is Soy with a goo in her ankle. Just needs to try and get the safety, pull that one out, and that's going to be half her health gone. Just spots out the castle, and a beautiful headshot takes down Jordan for a double kill.
I just saw that she is right on side, but the remaining two operators are actually, one is offside and one is just in a very powerful position. One's gonna be trying to deny some of the plays as well. She did not spot the thermite right on time, and well, that's just gonna be signaling that the timer is now gonna be ticking in favor of the offense.
Konii with one frag to open this one up. They're now in a 2v3 counter-defuse situation. Impact through. Free fire onto the corpse, but no player sitting there. Weird One's taking a bunch of damage. And that is Konii going down. Soy finalizing the kill, and Chloe to take down Mons. Once again, Chloe caught in a clutch situation to take down Soy. And she's going to try and stick the plant. Weird One's not going to be able to get around.
Oh my, and the Chloe actually does manage to close it out again. Oh no. Poor Viking Army. Just can't seem to catch a break.
Chloe is on absolute fire tonight.
Very nicely executed here by Chloe once again, as she just, yeah, sends it.
17 frags. What a machine.
Actually, I think I'm also, I'm pretty sure I just got myself on the thought that she actually has just about the same amount of kills as the rest of her teammates combined together. Actually, no.
Nearly.
Just nearly has it. And that says quite something about how impactful she is. And the moment if she will be going down, now that's where going to be the challenging part happening for Noot Noot. But they are currently on the precipice of a match point and only 2 rounds away from winning, and this is where the potentially tough times will be starting to happen, because if they will end up getting to the mentality of, hey, we just need just a couple more rounds, that's it, and won't be kind of playing with an open mind, then they might just get themselves into that mental trap, which has been pretty much quite an issue for a fair few teams.
Yeah, you don't want to catch yourself getting complacent, especially against a team like Viking Army, who have shown that they are not to be trifled with. I want to give them an inch, and they'll take a mile.
Oh yeah, yeah, they certainly proved that very thing to us on Bank, especially. That was a very confident performance from them, especially on the final 2 rounds. Albeit that it was down to the wire on the last few kills, it was still a very well coordinated push as well from Viking. So yeah, the moment the opportunity will arise, Viking Army will make sure to be there.
Once again, moving to take out the top floor. Just gonna sweep that one out slowly. Drones did come through. See if they can get some top floor ground, but that is going to be the main hatch down into customs, taken out by Soy. Funnily enough, that was not reinforced, as she does spot out Rachel, takes her down for the opening frag. Might get herself a second, but no, she's taken down in reply. Konii with the return kill to level the playing field back to 4v4.
Konii actually didn't even take a single bit of damage from that firefight as well, which is quite amusing as well. But it begs me to ask a question: was there any specific reason why there was no reinforcement of the hatch? Why there was no presence in the CCTV? Because it's such a crucial part of the site. And
That may have been a bit of a lapse in judgment from Noot Noot.
yeah, that could also certainly be the case, considering that Konii just unstoppable.
The double kill to take down Pippo.
Actually making it triple.
Kill. Backs down, weird one. Take the words right out of my mouth. Mons is very low on HP as well, so if Konii can find that one, that would be an easy 4K for her.
Imagine ace.
Or give us the ace. Come on, Konii. Go Super Saiyan.
Chloe is playing on an anchor operator, and right now the main mobile one is either Sassy or Konii. Sassy kind of saw some success, but not as much as, say, Konii. So I would be imagining that right now either one of those players will be on a prowl, but no, it certainly looks like they just all defaulting around the site and just seeing if they can find some angles there, really.
Yeah, no need to get too aggressive. Just sit and wait. 30 seconds remaining on the clock. They know that Mons and Chrissy are the aggressors here. They need to move down, make a play. But they're both still taking it quite slowly. And that is going to be Chloe to steal Connie's ace. Take down Chrissy as she drops through the hatch. And it's now Mons to get the trade through to Konii. But that is a 4K for Konii.
Yeah, so you did end up calling the 4K.
I did.
It's the guy. But yeah, nonetheless, I mean, match point for Noot Noot.
Match point for
My
Noot Noot.
goodness. And so many rounds, it was based off the fact how nuts Chloe was on the clutches as well.
Oh, for sure. But as we've just seen, Konii herself can also
Frag out, yeah.
show up when it is required.
I believe Konii has actually did just manage to get to the double digits as well in the kills. I will be showing that. Yeah, there it is. So 12 kills and 18 kills for Chloe. 18.
30 kills between them. That is huge.
That is quite massive, yeah. Oh my. Well, for now though, potentially the last round out here with a match point. 3-6 scoreline. Quite a differing turnout here comparative to Bank, where we saw pretty much it go through with all the full set of rounds.
Neck and neck.
Neck and neck indeed. And this time, this just shows that maybe Noot Noot just needed a warm-up map. Maybe they just weren't fully awakened, or just didn't have enough coffee before it.
Bomb located by attackers.
Maybe too much coffee, actually.
Too much.
Hey, you never know. Sometimes people can get really jittery about the coffee, especially like if there's too much. So.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, definitely. But we're back up on Armory. If Noot Noot are able to take this one, we'll have been proven wrong with our prediction of maybe a Teller site being defended. But we were expecting that one out of Viking Army anyway, and they proved us wrong.
Yeah, Noot Noot seem to be a bit more organized in the fact that they just know when and where do they want to challenge and which one is their kind of safety ground. Whereas Viking Army were a little bit all over the place. They were a bit more experimental on some of the pushes. They were a bit kind of out there on some of the plays on defense. So it certainly does show almost like a level of preparation that was put in between those two teams.
As we see Soy moving up through security, helped out by the drone rolling through. I believe that might have been Chrissy's drone. Maybe weird ones. Just going to open up a little peek hole down that 90 hallway. No players visible. It's a little bit of fire coming through from Konii. See where she's at, where she's shooting at. Might have been... Actually, that is one player hanging off the side of Armory, actually, off the window.
Yeah, I was just about to say the main, one of the big questions would have been for me was Sassy, and as she was just down below on the ground floor, and she would have had some really nice potential for flank, but for now she just decided to default back to the side and might actually have a really tight angle onto Soy. I'm not too sure if the Sledge player actually spotted her or not. Nope.
There you go.
That's my answer.
There it is. So that was Pippo hanging off the side of the window here into Armory, just seeing if she can grab anything, but with the fuse charges having come through there before, none of those players are going to be keen to peek the angle. Sassy did take a lot of damage from her fight with Soy. She's going to be one bullet away from going down. We have Mons not actually attempting to do anything with her thermite charges. Konii, the takedown, weird one. Some damage.
Yeah.
Back to Mons.
The way how Mons reacted there just shows how powerful can that suppressed MP5 because she was completely clueless as to where the shots were really coming from. There were no indicators of that.
Pippo does take down Jordan. Rachel to take down Pippo in flying. Chloe sees Mons walking through. Left, right, good night. There's just Chrissy left in a 1v3. Less than half HP, diffuser in hand, but this is going to be a hard take for her. Gets a little bit of damage across onto Chloe. Finally gets the headshot to take her down, but she is shot in the back in return by Konii, and that will be the round being taken by Noot Noot, who did just take 6 straight rounds. Did not drop a round on their defense side.
That is quite a feature to pull off, and I mean, GG well played. Both teams, it is a trade-off map, so both teams did grab a map each, and well, for both of the teams, I would have to say that they will probably be quite happy about these results.
Definitely, nothing to sneeze at. A very strong showing from everyone involved. But we'll leave. We're gonna take a quick jump back over to our girls on the host desk, Abrupt and Ezza. So we're going to throw back over to them. We do have one more game tonight, but I'll let them tell you about it. And we'll be back for game 2 in a bit.
Alrighty. How was that? That was Viking Army came out so strong in that first map. That was
I'm so happy for Viking Army. Last week we were a little bit skeptical because it was their first week together, but week 2, as soon as they got their first week jitters and everything out of the way, they were just dominating, and it was so exciting to see that a bunch of them had some triple kills. So we had Soy in the first game. She had an amazing triple kill in, I think, round 3, and Tegan and I were just sitting here like cheering.
like, mark that.
Yeah, we were just cheering when this was happening, and it was so good to see. I'm so happy since this is one of the teams, like our newest team. They've only been competing together for a week, so coming out on top, I'm just so happy for them and so excited to see where they're going to be in the next 4 weeks of competitive play here.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. And then obviously Noot Noot taking that last map, pretty dominant towards the end of that rounds. I think, what was it, like 6? Yeah, 6 in a row, 6 rounds in a row.
I'm glad that Sassy got a win for her birthday. Happy birthday again, little Sassy. And she also got a triple kill during that game. But it was great to see. Last week we had a lot of 2-0 matches, so actually going to like the later rounds and having these longer games where one team, you don't know who's going to come out on top in either of them, is just absolutely awesome to see. It seemed like the teams were a bit more even match this week compared to last week.
Yeah, definitely. And for those that are watching, if you don't know, we are doing best of 2, so that does mean that so 1 apiece for the maps, but then it comes down to round difference, and it's really calculated over the 5 weeks. So it does come down to the rounds. So it is important that they do pick up the rounds throughout the games. And we're just looking, sorry, I'm just reading in Discord, just checking that the girls are all good. We're going to get the second teams in now into the lobbies, which is going to be Enix and Vertex. We are running a little bit behind time, so usually we would have a interview from the winning team, but we're going to try and get straight into the next match. We're going to take a short break just before we head over, just so we can get everyone in.
And our technical guy has currently gone to eat some more KFC. So, sorry to say. But we'd like to say thanks to our sponsors again, and I'll let Tegan do it because I'm going to stumble over the sponsors that we do have.
Yeah, so thank you to Computer Alliance and Legion Energy. Guys, if you want to support us, please consider checking them out, checking out their products, and obviously our partners, Ubisoft. So, thank you. Okay, guys, we are back. We have Konii on the line. We are going to do a quick interview while we wait for the two teams for the next game get settled and get sorted. So, Konii, are you there?
Hi. Yeah, I'm here.
How did you find that, Konii? In case everyone missed it, Konii is one of our Noot Noot players who just won the last game in the first matches of this evening.
Yeah, so they technically draw, but then because it's best of 2, it does go to rounds. So Noot Noot wins technically overall in the rounds one.
A win's a win.
A win's a win.
How'd you find that, Konii?
It wasn't too bad. We had 2 players who basically first time playing Siege ever, so yeah, it was interesting.
How are they finding it?
I think they're still getting used to it. Like, they've played CS:GO before. The sounds are very different in Rainbow Six Siege, and also the whole concept of being shot from above or below is kind of new to them as well. So
that concept is the reason why I haven't picked up and tried playing Rainbow Six, because I'm really bad at Counter-Strike and like PUBG, which is the one that I go to and play. And if I have to think about people like going upside down in a window or being shot through a wall, I'm like, there's just too much going on. So I have absolute mad respect for anyone who's good at this game like yourself and some of these other players that we're seeing at the moment. How are you finding the transition for you personally between Counter-Strike and Rainbow Six? Are you feeling these struggles with noises and perception and everything?
Definitely. I'm still trying to get used to like the sound. It's very different to CS, but other than that, I've been trying to learn the maps. I don't even know the call-outs, by the way, so when I'm talking to Chloe, I'm trying to describe what's in that room, and she just gets it and knows what's happening.
We need to jump in the Discord. We need to have some of this recorded somehow.
See some of the call-outs and how you're naming these things, and if you're just making things up. Like, that thing over there, that thing, yes, higher than that one. What is it?
Yeah, I think right there, he's right there, is the common call-out right now for our
like, right where,
team,
right where? Yeah, but you guys started a little bit slow in the first map, and then just seemed to take it away.
I think attack is a bit harder. Whereas defense, you just sit back and wait for them to come to you. I think that's the easier side, in my opinion.
How are you finding the different and numerous amount of characters there are? Do you have a favourite one so far, or operators?
That's the thing. I only have like roughly around 15 operators on each side, so I'm limited in that sense. I do wish I could play other operators, but unfortunately this season hasn't, I wouldn't get any keys from UB basically.
Are you excited about the Season 5 that just came out yesterday? Are you going to try the 2 new operators?
I have to purchase that, eh? Probably not, because, I'm limited by renown and stuff. Yeah. So, still trying to unlock everyone else.
Who's your favourite operator at the moment?
At the moment? I usually play Jaeger a lot, actually, on defense, and on offense, probably like Buck or a Sledge.
Nice.
So
you go.
I was just gonna roll on, say, do you and the rest of the team get in and practice some games during the week, or do you just rock up on a Wednesday and be like, yeah, we're here, we're gonna play and we're gonna kick ass?
That was my question. Do you guys have a coach? Are you guys just running strats by yourselves?
So basically, the most experienced player is obviously Chloe in our team.
Yeah.
And the rest of us, we just rock up and play basically. So we're just a fun team. Just having a go really.
Chloe, we were sitting here at some impressive plays by her. It's fantastic to see, the skill, and I'm like, what just happened? I didn't even notice that, and she's already got a double, triple kill going on, and I would have been dead in the corner.
Yeah, exactly. I think she won a couple of clutch rounds, 1v2s, 1v3.
Yes. And
just clutched it up in, key rounds.
That's pretty darn awesome. So when did this team get together? Was it just for this, or have you been playing together before the league was announced and everything?
So when the league was announced, I was to my CSGO team basically, they were like, hey, do you want to just have a go at this Rainbow Six Siege League and just have some laughs and stuff. And we decided, like, I think 2 of my other teammates from CSGO decided to be like, hey, let's just do it. And then we picked up a couple of other players and it just happened.
And last question before we head to the next game. Who came up with the team name?
So originally the team name,
Pingu?
I'd give credit to my CSGO teammate Peachy. So I think it was the WSG Asia Pacific qualifier we were playing for CSGO, and we didn't have an organization to represent, so she came up with the name Noot Noot.
Wasn't Noot Noot part of the Girl Gamer Festival in Sydney last year?
It wasn't Girl Gamer, it was IEM Sydney.
Oh, yes.
So the ESL Women's Open.
Yeah, I remember that
Yeah.
one. Because I was like, this is very familiar.
I love it. We can't get enough of it here. We just always say.
Pingu is a great TV show.
No favourites.
Yeah, we love Pingu.
No favourites.
All right, we sadly have to say goodbye to you, Connie, because the girls are ready for the next game. But we just want to say thank you for dropping in, and we're so excited to see you play next week and kick some more butt.
Thanks for having me.
All right, have a good night, Connie.
Have a good night.
Thanks, guys. Going to head over to the casters now who are going to start up the next match.
Just want to double check. I think I was muted for a second there, but I am good. How are we feeling going into series number 2, Cthulhu?
Feel actually quite keen for it, really, Sakai here. Just Enix versus Vertex. I mean, so far from what I saw, Vertex had some really dominant rounds, and they're the ones that are going to be the favorites coming into this matchup.
But at the same time, we haven't really seen too much of Enix as they were on a bye in week 1. So
yeah, that is also a good point.
Could be a bit of a dark horse going on here.
I do remember Bernabeu from the AOS days, as she was quite a frequent appearance in some of the Cybergamer matches back then. So for those who do follow the Siege competitive scene for that long, there will be a trip down the memory lane. But nonetheless, Clubhouse will be the first map for us to see it. And, well, yeah, let's just get right into it. Straight into the ban phase.
Straight into bans, as you said, Clubhouse the first one, and our second map of this series will be back on Border again, so we'll get to see a different team clashing on Border. But for now,
Vertex actually play Border on their previous matchup as well?
I believe they did, yes. Let me double check my notes. Yes, it was Border and Consulate in week 1 for them, so going to become familiar ground for them as Maverick is the first ban out of the gate.
Maverick being the first one, that is somewhat expectable, especially from a team that is Vertex. They definitely know how powerful Maverick can be and how just unforgiving some of his breaches can be. So really, they just don't want to take any chances here.
Thatcher was the second ban. Kavira being taken off the board by Enix.
Cav is one of those really odd operators to ban, just considering the fact that she is that glass cannon. So whenever her utility works, it's just an absolute killing machine. Well, killing machine enabler, sorry. Considering it just gives you live, essentially, wall hacks for a few seconds. Yeah. Whereas whenever she fails, well, you're missing out on quite a lot of utility because you didn't pick anyone with higher amount of, like, say, passive utility, and you're missing out on the firepower. So really, you need to be mastering her like the art of roam, really well. But yeah, that won't be the case here.
So Thatcher being the second ban as well, that's going to be a relatively big one, particularly for assaulting basement. So the Thatcher useful for getting around those hatches.
It would be actually, yeah, it would be Thatcher for the hatches. It would be Thatcher even for the CCTV and cash push. He could have been extremely crucial, but that won't be, once again, that won't be the case here. Considering that now Enix will be forced to use the IQ they just picked, as well as that the Zofia or Ash for that matter will actually allow them to actually go for them. for the breach denial disposal. But the interesting point here, we don't have any hard breaches here on the side of Enix.
No hard breach at all, and I believe Lola's probably gonna know about that, considering, you know, they may have hidden it on the 6th pick, but that didn't happen. So Lola's not even going to bother with attempting to bandit trick that one. She's just going to put her batteries down and just forget about them because, like you say, no hard breach. They don't have to worry about that.
Fun fact, I actually did end up running into, I believe, 2 members of Vertex in ranked the other day. Boy, oh boy, I have never felt so absolutely destroyed. On coastline, so if I was Enix, I would feel just a smidge of that pressure probably.
And Vertex definitely showed a massive level of game competence in week 1, and I'm sure we're going to see the same from them in this series in week number 2. They can see if they can continue their streak. But right now, we're looking for mostly control from the top floor. If they can take out some windows.
Yeah, so far Enix are just trying to poke around and see whether they will be able to find some shots going here, maybe if they can find some openings, but so far it just seems that they are just throwing the utility literally in the abyss where the ADS will be the one eating up all of it really. And Tari, that is a nasty angle to play against. She is the Ash out of all the players will be going down.
Bear just dodging the C4. Bit of a Hail Mary out that window, but that is once again Kortari back on that incredibly tight angle. That is savage.
Yeah, that is gonna sting once Enix will learn about that, as well as that Shy actually does find the shot onto Sky. Is it Cairo Sky? Sky?
Yes. It was Cairo. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just completely lost her on the side there. I was looking for the name and I could not find her at all. Bear did take a bit of damage. I'm not sure if that was team fire back from Heart, but they're going to try a different angle here. Mint has pushed forward through bedroom. They've got 40 seconds remaining on the clock. Diffuser is in hand. Bear has that one, but they haven't really taken a lot of ground. Chaotic is down.
Yeah, so they have some control of the ground floor, but really it's just all gonna probably end up going down to Hart and Bear rendezvousing with Mint here. And Mint is just about to get into a firefight with what I believe is Legion of Nuggin, and Nuggin will be winning.
10 seconds left.
There's another one.
Oh, that's a double kill for Nuggin. Can she make it a triple?
5 seconds to go.
Which will need to happen, but no, it will be Shy that will be stealing away that kill, but a flawless round, actually, for that matter, to come out from Vertex, and that is quite a beginning here for that team.
Definitely. One hell of a start. Almost wasn't flawless. The Jaeger did go down, but they managed to pick her up. Very nearly wasn't a flawless, but still, round number 1 to be flawless is that's a good start.
That's a very good start indeed, yeah. Having a very confident play and a very... to Vertex for not actually going for anything overly aggressive, really, as well, considering that most of their operators were really just holding their angles and just waiting for the push to happen.
For sure. Looks like Hart showed the Amaru for a second there, but she 6-picked that away to Ying.
Locate and defuse bombs.
Yeah, the Amaru choice it's still odd to a certain degree because she is a fun operator to play, but she's not particularly practical, especially for something like rushing, because the issue there is the fact that there is quite a delay before you actually take out your weaponry after you already tuck away the claw gun, well, the repellent gun, and that delay is pretty much what gets most of the rushes killed. So the beauty of Amaru is that you can use her as
5
now
seconds left
Orcs
before
on
insertion.
defense can do. So you can drop down the hatch, say go for the plant, and
Attackers'
then
objective
quickly
is to
propel
defuse the
yourself
bomb.
back up through the hatch, say. So
Yeah.
she's not particularly a conventional operator to be used in the usual comp setting, but she can be that wild card.
For sure. As we see Enix making their way up to the garage. Not committing too much to it. Cortari has taken a little bit of damage. Just the impact grenade to try and get her way out, but I don't think she is aware of Cairo on the other side of the wall. That almost catches her out. She's taken a bunch of damage as well.
Yeah, she right now needs to be a little bit careful, considering that she's barely on any health. But on the side of Cortari, really, she's in quite a lucky position that that breaching charge didn't down her.
Very, very lucky. She does manage to escape down. Get her way back to site through blue. She's going to get a little bit more aggressive now. Drone almost spotting her out. One Prisma down to get the attackers off her case a little bit. But they really did lose an opportunity there to take Cortari down, as she is finally taken down by Chaotic.
Gotta give it to Cortari as well that she was using the those prismas in a very flexible play. So she reveals her position initially on the drones, takes out the drone, and then places on that very same position her prisma to catch off some of the attackers and potentially have their attention kind of split out from there.
Definitely some 200 IQ Prisma plays on the alibi. But right
Something
now,
that you would quite a lot. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, no, that's all good. Well, right now we are one player down on Enix, but other than that, no other frags. As I say that, Chaotic secures herself a double kill to take down Cairo on the Twitch.
And Twitch on board is going to be quite an impactful frag as well, considering that her utility and her weaponry is quite something.
Even though she did get a little bit of a nerf in this patch, but still quite impactful. Nuggin to secure herself a kill on the Burner Bear. With that ping still going out, Cortari is going to get on the rotate and take down Mint, and it's now just Hart left alone on Cortari. Clears that one out for a double kill, and another flawless round.
Another flawless round. I'm now starting to kind of see a pattern here, Sakai. Just the way how so far both of those rounds were really, really in favor of Vertex and how those late flanks were coming out. That is quite some advantage that so far Vertex has been flexing here in front of us. And gotta give it to them. They were able to defend it really well. But now comes the big challenge. The German bedroom side is usually the main, that tertiary side that not a whole lot of teams are really able to defend. So this is Enix's big chance to really kind of break that momentum that so far Vertex has after coming out of 2 flawless rounds.
For sure. We will see, again, the Amaru shown and then 6 picked away. Mint's taken Zofia instead. But interestingly enough as well, Cortari did show the alibi and has 6 picked that away to Bandit. So once again, Enix might be expecting the alibi again, who's now not going to be there.
Well, be it Bandit or not, really, for Enix, they will only have 3 chances at getting the breach here for themselves.
10 seconds
And
insertion.
the main enabler that I actually can see here
5
is
seconds left
either
before
Hart
insertion.
with her Candela charges or Mint, really, with those stun
Attackers are
grenades.
moving
And
out
if
to
they
locate
will
a
be
bomb
able
and
to
defuse it.
do that very thing, then by all means, they will be able to get the breach. But before they're going to do that successfully, they also need to get rid of those 2 castle barricades that just closing off the gym bedroom window and the doorway.
And that is going to be incredibly difficult with how Vertex have been playing. They've been holding angles, they've been watching flanks, and they've not really given a lot of space for Enix to find that opening that they need. So right now,
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
we're really just going to call a little bit. So let's go. Well,
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
what was your point?
Gotta also give the fact that they were holding some really daring angles as well. Like some of the stuff that we saw from Vertex to come out was completely just unpredictable. And right now, Burner might actually cop a bullet as well, as she is already actually down amidst firefight that was off screen.
She has been picked up now, though. I believe that was Mint. He was able to pick her up. The smoke grenade to cover off that window to allow Burnabout to push a little bit further up. She did let loose one of her charges through the castle barricade. Lola, getting the opening frag, takes down Hart.
Yeah, good beginning. Yeah, still holding garage. It's actually a double hold of the garage in CCTV, but both of them will be actually flanking and going away. But meanwhile, Bernabé is actually gonna keep going with the cluster charges to see if she can find a closure there, but to no avail, as Chaotic will be the one to actually find the shot on Chi.
Once again, Enix leaving it quite late to attempt a push. There's just over a minute left on the clock, and they haven't really shown too many signs of getting close to sight. That is one spot out by Chaotic, to get a double kill, take Cairo down as she drops through the hatch. Leaves it in a 2v5, a 1v5 for Lola to secure her own double kill onto Bernabear, and now it's Mint left alone on the Zofia. She has been spotted out. They're going to get that push through. Does actually manage to down Nugget on the Legion. He might be able to crawl away. Potentially could get herself picked up. Just getting a little bit aggressive on that push. That is another flawless round for Vertex.
Yeah, Vertex just are completely unforgiving on all those peaks and pushes, really. Even if there's one person down, they're already gonna throw all their might, all their pushes and everything just to make sure that they're gonna have all of the advantages coming out here.
So far, Vertex showing more of the unstoppable force that they showed us in week number 1 with Enix. So far, unable to pick up a round, let alone a kill.
And that certainly does say quite something about the fact how much there's a difference between Vertex and Enix as well, considering that so far 3 rounds in a row, and all 3 of them were quite a banger for them. Flawless rounds, all 3. Just seems like a full-on, almost pub stomp here for Vertex actually to pull off.
For sure, an absolute bloodbath so far. As we do rotate back to CCTV, we've finished a full site rotation, and now back up on that top floor.
10 seconds remaining.
Top floor indeed. So the side where really Enix had the most chance to actually come back on, well, still ended up resulting in yet another flawless round. Can Vertex keep up this streak going? Can they make it 4 flawless rounds? Or maybe for that matter, can they make it the whole of the first half being flawless?
If we see a flawless game,
that would be
that will be something, and that'd be one hell of a demoralizing defeat for Enix there.
Yeah, for Enix, I mean, if that would be 7 flawless rounds, I mean, I reckon they will be considering yet another bye day for them.
See how it goes. That side window onto servers has been opened up by Chi up on the roof with her breach charges. Bernabear's going to look for somewhere else to get through with a fuse charge, but the walls are reinforced. There's nowhere for her to go. I will point out once again that we did not see any hard breach. We're back on CCTV. There was no hard breach from Enix. Seems like they are really letting that one slip, with Lola getting the first frag to take down Cairo. Oh, that was a Habana. That's hard breach.
That's the hard breach off the board. No more. None.
All right, so maybe I was just like predicting the future a little bit. I meant to say there's no hard breach anymore.
Well, yeah, at this point, no more hard breach whatsoever for Vertex. For Enix, and well, Vertex are going to be quite happy about that very outcome, but Enix right now, well, they seeming to be a little bit lost considering that they don't know how to particularly go about it. The fuse charge, oh no.
Oh.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh god.
Mint does have the presence of mind to move away from there, but she is taken down from the stairs as she runs away from the fuse charge. That's chaotic with the rotation to central hallway. And now she is fully aware of the fact that all three remaining players of Enix are on these stairs. The Echo drone comes along, double stuns, forces Enix away. 40 seconds remaining. Once again, the Yokai hard spotting them. Chaotic with a double kill, a headshot onto Heart. She now only needs to take down 2 more players, which have been pinged. 30 seconds remaining on the clock, and Diffuser is not in hand for Enix.
Look at this, all the lineups. Finally, there will be a kill made on the side of Enix, so no more of the 4+ round streaks. No more. Albeit that it was only a single kill, but still. Well done, though, by Vertex. 4 rounds in a row so far. 4-0.
Absolutely dominating performance so far. So we will go back down to church, back down to the basement. We'll see if Vertex can keep this momentum going.
Yeah, well, Church and Arsenal Room gonna be the return of the Jedi here for Vertex, as the round 5, only one round, well, after this one, is gonna be 1 round away from the end of the first half, and, well, it doesn't seem like Vertex is planning to run out of fuel anytime soon, really.
Defenders, protect your bombs
No,
from being defused
definitely
by
not.
attackers.
The Legion hidden on the side of Vertex was swapped out by Nugget. Originally had the Rook. But I'd like to point out the relatively even spread of kills on Vertex. So we don't have a situation where it's one player absolutely popping off here. It's, you know, it's 3 kills, it's 4 kills. Chaotic's a little bit out there with 7, but apart from that, relatively even spread for everyone involved.
Yeah, nice and even, as it's just, yeah, just seeming to be just working like a well-oiled machine. Each one of those players just are able to frag, are able to
Attackers' objective is to locate
are
a
able
bomb
to
and
just
defuse it.
perform just up to standard and have the good coordination. Yeah, Chaotic, like you mentioned before, she definitely has the lead on the kills, but she has been going for a few of the daring plays, from my memory.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely making herself known, putting herself out in a bit of danger, but making herself known very well to the Enix side. She's just going to open up that garage wall. And then they're going to begin their push through. Default camera up in the top of garage will have spotted out Chi. Not yet taken down, but one of the players in garage, so this is going to be free real estate for Chi to push through. Drone coming through for Enix as well. I'm not sure whose bullet that was. That may have been a run out from Hookah, actually. I want to jump over here. It is Kotari.
Why?
Being
Kotari.
very nasty.
Very naughty. Yeah. Naughty angle, and actually she she really nearly had the angle as well, considering that Chi
Bomb located by
was
attackers.
pretty close to that breach as well.
Yeah. Just, aiming just a tiny bit too low. Up a little bit, and that would have been a headshot for Kotari, but believe she will have been forced away. Yes, she's just going to hold that pull wall instead. Burner Bear's made her way to kitchen, and that's going to be 1 breach charge down through hallway and into B. And Kotari does finally open up the frags, takes down Burner Bear. And that'll be Fuse off the board. And she begins her rotation through bar to try and do something about the push from garage, and this may be... It may just catch Enix off guard.
Meanwhile, Chaotic does pick up yet another kill onto Heart, as right now there's another push in through the supply, which will be shut down by Kotari nicely onto Sky. And, well, with all the health bars now dropping, finally Chi will be actually able to find a kill for herself as well. There's another head coming up. Nice shot. Very clean onto Shy. We'll be making things a little bit closer now, considering that Mint and Chi are the last two standing against the 3-stack of Vertex, and, well, whilst it's close to the man count. Oh, never mind. We just got the even down man count. Chi just decided to stay woke and just clicks on heads. She doesn't care. You have a family? She doesn't care. She's just gonna tap away at it.
10 seconds remaining. Diffuser is in hand. Mint has that one. And that is Chi finally being taken down by Kortari. And there's Mint on the ground. Downed by Lola.
And finished off at the end as well. But yeah, I mean, that was probably as close as Enix could have gotten from those past fair few rounds. So still, nonetheless, it's going to be a 5-0, and I would be a little bit tilted, not gonna lie, after this many rounds being this dominant for Vertex. Because even when there was a 2v2, it was still through and through dictated by Vertex as to how they want the pace to go, really.
Definitely. But yeah, kudos to Chi though. A nice little triple kill in that particular round. Couple of really well placed headshots, and we'll see if she can display that again and maybe grab a round for Enix. But right now, this is Vertex's game.
Your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Yeah, maybe we'll be seeing some hiccups from Vertex, and maybe that's when on the second half Enix might pull a comeback, similar to what we just saw in between Viking Army and Noot Noot on what I believe was map number 1 when they played on Bank. But here, yeah, so far on this half, I am not seeing Enix win out in any confident shape or form, really. Unfortunately.
Unfortunate indeed. It's never all that nice to see a whitewash, but occasionally it does happen. Even in the Pro League.
Even in the Pro League, yeah.
Pro League it happens.
You get a fair few times when just one team just outperforms and just full-on overpowers the opposite team, and it's just you really don't have a whole lot of things to do about it, really, apart from just do your best. And well, as long as you're doing your best, that's all that matters, really.
Do your best and learn from it.
Yeah, exactly. Good point. Well, talking about the less of a good point, Kortari for Burner Bear will be ending her run within that round.
Ready and waiting for that server wall to be opened up and pushed through, and as you say, Burner Bear taken down. She did take a bit of damage back, down to just over half HP. But she's now caught there, shy on the support through construction. Cairo is going to alert Shy to her presence at that window, just breaking that one open. Kortari getting pushed away. Impact grenade to rotate down eastern stairs. And she is going to begin her push through. Flashbangs coming out with no knowledge of where Kortari has rotated to.
Yeah, that is the worst feeling. After so many firefights, so many crossfires to be done, and you still are not completely knowledgeable about where the defenders are. Oh boy. Kortari is just toying with her prey now.
Oh.
Hashtag Kortari knows.
Very nearly takes off Chi's head with that pre-fire through the soft wall, but she's not committed. It's going to go on the full rotate. Might try a run out through garage. Check those walls. Nothing open that way, but that rotate might be all she needs. No, Kortari's just going to push back to pool room. Not going to commit to that fight anymore, and we have a minute left on the clock. Diffuser is in hand. Cairo has that one. And Mint is just spotted out by Shy.
Yeah, Shy now has Mint's number very closely to her heart, and will be going in for the peak, but losing out on a 5-fight actually. Mint doing some very nice work here, but for now, the main push through construction has been more at least, just as I was about to say, successful. Hard runs right into the cap gun trap. Oh, that is a tilter. That is going to be quite a tilter.
The unfortunate part is that I managed to switch to heart just in time to catch that. Oh, goodness. 20 seconds remaining on the clock. It's 4 apiece. 3 now on the side of Enix. Konii securing herself a second kill. And then a third kill with the trap. Diffuser is now on the ground. And that is the round secured by Vertex. Nugget to secure the final kill.
Just absolutely astonishing how well still Vertex were able to play out, but also quite a series of unfortunate events there for Enix of running into so many Capcan traps and just ending up forfeiting their lives on them.
See, Capcan is the reason I'm an IQ main. I can't get caught out if I see the trap first.
I mean, you got the point. You got the point there, Sakai. If you cannot, if you can find it, just shoot it, and well, yeah, Capcan is definitely going to be out of the game quite quickly here. But Church and Arsenal Room, potentially the final round, but this time it is Enix that is on the defense. Do you reckon we will be seeing a comeback here, or whether this will be just a full-on forfeit of the map?
I hope Enix can take this round. I really do. I want to see one round at least. But Vertex have come in like a freight train. And I feel like that's exactly how they're going to attack this site. Just straight in. Yeah, particularly, look at their operators. You've got Ash, you've got Thermite, you've got Hibana, you've got IQ, you've got Twitch. All amazing fraggers, all relatively quick on their feet. We could be looking at a rush here.
I mean, that's definitely on the cards here, considering just how crucial their fragging power was to their success. And well, I mean, I'm definitely not excluding the fact that rush could very much certainly be happening here. She actually is on the roam at the kitchen hallway, but she might just catch these hands the moment Tari is gonna try to go in for the peek, but decides to very cleverly just back out of that situation.
Jump away from that one. May have heard Shy open up that freezer door as well and knew that she was outnumbered. Push away. Don't want to take that fight 1v2, but that is going to leave Kitchen taken entirely by Vertex. One Ash charge going to come out, and Konii is probably going to spot out a player or two on the rotate. So far, just going to knock out a couple of walls, see what she can spot through those, and commit to taking the top, the kitchen ground floor above site, and maintain control from there.
And Vertex did definitely slow down just a little bit after they did manage to find solid ground around the kitchen area, as the Twitch will actually start working on some of the utility that the defenders did bring in, because Bernabe with that mirror will be now pacing herself, trying to find those Trish drones, because those are going to be a literal sting up in the backside.
Yeah, we don't want the mirrors to be taken out by the Twitch drone. That's Chi actually with the first kill, taking down Chaotic on the IQ.
That is a good beginning here for Enix, albeit that, I mean, double tapping the corpse here. Okay, but I don't think we in Zombieland yet again, or at the very least, the Operation Chimera has already long passed.
That's a bit of a Simpsons meme. She's already dead. Stop shooting. Lola's gonna push her way down those stairs, supported by Konii, and they're gonna see if they can maybe get a trade back.
There it is.
The shot off the feet to take her down.
Some nice control take, but now seeing as the mirror window is there and fully present, they will need to start thinking about the other alternatives, considering that 42 seconds left to go, and they might be running a little bit low on time. They need that aggression to come out as quickly as possible, but question here is, can Mint hold the angle here well enough to hold them back out for longer? But nope, that's my question once again.
No. Yeah. We get taken down by Lola as she pushes down from Oil Pit. 20 seconds remaining. The Thermite charge is going to go out. Open that wall up onto Church. Lola with the triple kill. Spots Cairo behind the Prisma, and it's Bernabe and Heart Explodes. Left in a 2v4. Bernabe Pressured from multiple angles. The plant going down. Nugget's going to get that one done. And now in a retake situation, Burner Bear pushed by Lola with the pistol kill. And Duggan to finalize the round to take down Heart Explodes and a flawless map.
A flawless map indeed, and I gotta say the audacity by Lola to just go in for the push on the mirror with a pistol and just tap away James Bond style right at the headshot. That was quite something. That was quite spicy.
Knew that she didn't have anywhere to go. Just
she was cornered
right on in there. So that will actually be Vertex's third 7-0 in this tourney.
Oh, that is a bit of a oof there for anyone that is racing further up, and even for Enix, this is going to be quite a tilter.
Once again, solidifying how much of a powerhouse they are so far in the tourney.
Yeah, it's certainly quite an unfortunate run there for Enix, but I mean, congrats to Vertex for actually taking the yet another flawless map for themselves. But they still have one more, I believe, which
one more to go.
Could you Right. Actually, I believe we might have a quick break before we will be heading into map number 2, as we will just give the girls and ourselves a little bit of a break to catch our breath, to get back into the high spirits, and get back into all the juicy nitty-gritty of the final matchup for tonight.
For sure. So, as Cthulhu said, we're just going to take a real quick break, and we'll be back in a few minutes for map number 2, which will be on border between Enix and Vertex. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty. I don't know who this suave fellow next to me is, but Cthulhu seems to have gone somewhere. We are back, ready to jump on into map number 2, which will be border, as we mentioned before, between Enix and Vertex.
And so far, Vertex are looking like they just might get themselves a 4th flawless game so far. You did mention before, after the end and the culmination of map number 1, that this is already their 3rd flawless time going around with 7-0. So, hey, maybe they just might be looking at just setting yet another score, maybe some Guinness book record.
Definitely eyes on the prize so far with Vertex, with IQ being the first ban out of the gate.
Okay. IQ is definitely going to make things a bit harder for the attack to essentially get rid of some of the utility, and that is probably what Enix is banking on. So if they cannot win on just straight firefights, at the very least make so that it's going to be extremely hard for Vertex to take certain control of certain positions. But for Vertex, they don't want to see Lion, as Lion was even now after the nerf, he's still a very powerful tool in the right hands.
Always will be, as you say, Lion off the board. Mira being the 3rd ban. Vertex going to take that one away. Pretty standard ban.
Yeah, this is probably as standard as it probably gets out of all of those bans, but Kavera will be the last one. Once again, Enix, I'm not too sure if this is the right call there, Chief. considering that Caveira was just, I don't think she was never really on board there for Vertex.
It's that feels like it's more of just we don't want to deal with Cav. We don't like.
Could be.
It could be it, but it baffles me a little bit. But I'm sure there's a reason for it. As we jump on through to, no surprise, Armory. That's where we expect.
Yeah, well, with round number 1, like you said, Armory will be the choice. Nothing really too surprising, but interestingly enough, Enix are actually bringing in a Pulse for this very play, as well as Frost. As,
Defenders, protect your bombs
well,
from being
Frost
defused by
is,
attackers.
in general, quite rarely seen in the competitive siege, but on border out of all the places, well, maybe she might be able to actually make things work.
We'll see. So maybe some unorthodox placements of some welcome mats. See if they're able to catch anyone off guard. As you say, the Pulse. We'll see if Chi plans on playing that one from below. But Chaotic, very, very slyly, 6 picked away the Nomad and grabbed Jackal instead. So Enix
10 seconds.
are not going to have any knowledge of the Jackal coming through.
5 seconds left.
Yeah, Jackal is certainly going to be quite a thorn
Attackers are moving out
in
to
the side of the
locate a bomb.
defense, considering that he was banned out on the first map
Attackers
between
dropped
Enix
the
and
diffuser.
Vertex.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
No, we had Maverick Thatcher.
Oh yeah,
cap-
Maverick Thatcher, my bad. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the border. Last time we
Yeah.
saw border.
Last time we saw Border Jackal was banned. Correct. But if
Almost
if
got
Chi, actually Chi no is playing in the corner there, so she's gonna have knowledge of Qatari coming through. That's a lot of damage.
Oh
And,
my.
Goes. Chi's gone. Just as the wall opens up from Nuggin as well. And this
That
was
is-
the play score from Qatari in week 1, taking the Ash and just
Bomb located by
raining
attackers.
havoc from below with those breach charges to take out common anchor points.
That kill, like, masking it with the breach of the exothermic charge, that is some, like, level of enemy at gates type of stuff.
Attackers
Some
activating diffuser.
absolutely massive yeah, oh my goodness, the diffuser's down. I didn't notice that getting planted, but Cairo with a kill on the Chaotic and Burner Bear onto Shy. That pulls the advantage across into Enix's favor.
Yeah, Enix currently got the man advantage, but Cortari and Nugan will be responding back as well as... Oh, nice shot by Lola as well. 1v3 just like that, but now in Mint's... all in Mint's hands to do something, but that won't be just happening anytime soon. Vertex, once again, continuing the streak of 22 rounds now.
Quick math.
Quick maths. Usually, the mistake that I usually learn is that you do not do quick maths on stream, but this time I got lucky.
We got it this time. Oh, yeah. We will rotate, so Enix not content to stay on Armory. They're going to move down to Customs and Supply Room. And a little bit of a change around. We still have Cairo on the Frost, but changing things up. Mint's on Valkyrie, Heart's on Mute, and once again, Chaotic has used the 6th pick to hide Jackal.
I mean, Jackal didn't really see a whole lot of showcase really throughout that previous round, so even if they did mask him, so he didn't really come to that much use really, at least from my memory.
No, that was mostly
Attackers have discovered the
between
location of
Kotara
the
and
bomb.
Nuggin, really. So Kotara with the downstairs pressure, and Nuggin opening up the sidewall. Which I'm not entirely sure where they got rid of the mute jammer from. But I believe we did have mute in that round, and it did have a jammer against that wall. Clearly, was able to get rid of
10
it.
seconds to insertion.
I believe that could have been actually either the thermite charge or just the quick, sorry, not the thermite charge, the Thatcher charge, that, or it could have been just one of those just quick peaks that just ended up solidifying things.
Could have been. Very much so. Diffuser going across to Shy as she pushes elsewhere.
Yeah, pushing elsewhere is definitely going to be the case here for Shy, as she'll just need to keep things in check with that drone. Does actually find the position of the Valkyrie, and a quick cheeky pre-fire, I believe, through the window could have actually ended the Navy SEALs operator's life.
Was aware of it though. One Ash charge coming down. Kotari once again going for that vertical play. He's gonna grab control of the top floor. A little bit of a pre-fire down onto the bomb, but nothing going there. One thermite charge out. That'll open up the side wall into detention. Yeah. Arkin just gonna be left sitting, holding an angle. One Jackal charge out. Going to mark one player, and that is Mint lucky to escape with her life.
Holy, that is close. And, well, meanwhile, Chaotic Babe will just continue doing her dark bidding against Burnabear. And that is the Legion off the board. Make it actually Cairo as well, but she has something to say about that against Lola.
Kotari continuing the frag fest to take down Heart Explodes. It's Mint and Chi left. Mint very, very low HP, but so's Chaotic, taken very, very low. Lucky to pull out that goo trap, but she is taken down on the peak. Mint to finish that one off. Just over a minute remaining on the clock. There's still plenty of time for Vertex to work here. Diffuser is in hand. They just need to take it slow. Scan out positions. It should be another round in their favor as the flank goes down.
Only now starting to go down, and I don't think any of the players are actually expecting any of the play. And, well, the plant wasn't actually down inside the customs, but she actually tries to make some work, but unfortunately for neither her nor Mint, this would not be the case, as Vertex take 23rd round now for themselves.
With a very, very nice angle held by Nuggin just at the front door. Just needed to wait for the sound cue, wait for the player to run through. No need to put herself in any danger. And just showing excellent game sense.
Yeah, the game sense is certainly it's being showcased. Sorry, it's already getting to that. It's the head just draining all of the IQ from my head. The ventilation though.
The IQ drained from the game because she's banned.
She's banned. Yeah, well, that's probably the reason why I'm lacking on the English language. Just whilst IQ got banned, my IQ got dropped by like at least a couple hundred points.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Back across.
Yeah, back across to the game. Yeah, ventilation is going to be a bit more of a stable place to attempt defense, but I certainly still question some of the approaches that Enix have it against Vertex, or rather, I'm questioning more how much of a skill gap there is between Enix and Vertex, and how seriously and how much training do they end up putting the Vertex squad.
It's the one downside of random seeding in tourneys like this. Sometimes it's you end up with a pretty big skill gap, and it's
Attacker's objective is to
maybe not
defuse
so
the
fun
bomb.
for either side.
Yeah, well, as long as everyone still has fun and still is able to enjoy some maybe banter all across, then maybe they might still have fun and it may be worth. But interestingly enough, there is a dual push. The ground floor and top floor will get pressured from the get-go, and this is actually a pretty good idea to go about it, considering that really the way how Enix set things up with Burnabear is just to cut off as many of the peak points as possible. But Kotari doesn't care about that. She just goes in. She just goes in for the push and just gets the kill.
Lola was taken down elsewhere as well, but she's been picked up now, so we're back to a 4v5 Cairo off the board on the Legion. No breach charges on hand for Chaotic. She's just gonna bash away at this door.
We still think there's gonna be a C4 to be flown out here. Oh, she just instead just pops the grape.
The perfect pre-fire. Timed that one beautifully. And Is she aware that there is another player pushing that angle? Shy is going to go wide on that one.
Device is going dark.
Quick EMP just to ensure that no cheeky surprises are going to be there, or at the very least, even if she will be going down, those changes are going to be done. And oh, the Claymore just saves Shy there on the peak. Oh, that is unfortunate for Chi.
She doesn't quite check her feet. Walks straight into Claymore. Shy being very careful, taking care of the cap cam traps. On default cam down, and the thermite charge goes out. That's going to open up the bathroom wall. They have just spotted the movement there. Mint goes down. Qatari securing herself a double kill. Shy almost missing the shot there, but also takes down Bernabé, securing herself a double kill, and it's now Heart Explodes caught in a 1v4. Spots the player out, but with the concussion charge from Zofia, can't quite secure the kill.
Once again, we do see some extremely dominant performance here from the side of Vertex. Good attempt was made by Enix here, but just couldn't really hold out on some of these angles. Just series of unfortunate events, really.
Here we go. Bathroom tellers.
Oh,
it
boy.
happened, just
Oh,
not
boy.
at the gate we thought it was going to happen in.
Now, out of all of the teams, out of all of the matchups, it will be just Enix going for maybe starting to feel a little bit desperate. They want to get at least one set of points to not get flawless on the second map, but things are starting to look mildly grim here for them.
Vertex just so dominant in everything they're doing. There's little that Enix can do. Granted, they are performing a little bit better frag-wise on this map. They have been able to secure a couple more kills from this point, remembering that the first 3 rounds, I believe, on Clubhouse were flawless for Vertex.
Yeah.
So Enix putting up a little bit more of a fight, but it's still they're pushing a boulder up a hill. It's tricky.
Oh yeah, it's certainly quite tricky. Just to verse this team of such caliber that is Vertex, that so far has quite an impressive track record as well within women's leagues. Right here, this is a very not important time, but this is very impressive time right now for Vertex, showcasing how strong they are. But for Enix, if they will be able to make a turnaround here, if they will be able to make, say, a comeback even, or push it into a draw, this will be, I reckon, a big win for them.
Definitely, for sure, and it'll put them on the map in the scene 100%.
Yeah.
As we're going to go through detention.
And at the same time, if they end up drawing it out, this will also show and give some other teams as well to showcase that Vertex are not gods, they're not unkillable.
Definitely not.
Certainly can be defeated. Yeah, sorry, I keep on talking over on a fair few points. That's my bad.
That is all good. No problem. As Lola did secure the first kill onto Heart Explodes. Which takes a lot of damage back from, I believe that might be Chi. A little bit of a rotate coming through from Chi. Gonna run through to security. Does take down Qatari. That is a big pick to take her off the board.
Yeah, Qatari has been seeing quite some impactful plays for her team. And seeing her go down will be putting the rest of Vertex at a bit of a pressure. But albeit that they're still Nuggin, they're still Chaotic Babe, they're still Shy, there's still even Lola on barely any health, really.
Yeah, just take a couple of bullets there, but the bullets instead come from Shy across onto Cairo. Secure that frag. The numbers advantage are back across into Qatari. Sorry, into Vertex favor. Qatari is in the grave.
Qatari and the team.
Turn it back. Leveling the field again, securing that kill onto Lola.
Okay. Bernabé actually is doing some quality work here for her team, but ooh, Mint nearly catching some damage, but instead we'll be catching damage from the passport actually. Oh no, wait. Yeah, that's from the customs. That's my bad.
Yes. Nuggin securing that one on the crossfire. Knew that player was going to be pushing out. Just misses the headshot there. Bernabé securing that kill. The 2v2. Chaotic and Shy. And that is Shy into a frost trap. That's the welcome map to go off. And it's Chaotic.
all up to her. This is probably as close as Enix can get to actually taking at least one round off Vertex. And right now, oh, there's the first firefight, puts it into a 1v1 position, but Chaotic is really low on health, and so is actually Burnabear. But Burnabear so far was able to find some really nice openings, and oh, there's the head, and oh, she still manages to clutch it. Chaotic. How? Why? What? Where? How?
Just spots that movement out of the corner of her eye at the last second. What a clutch to keep Enix locked out.
That's gonna hurt for Enix. They were that close to taking a round off Vertex, but yet again, 4-0 so far.
But that goes back to what you were saying before with the Teller's pick being left of field, being the site that you pick if you may be getting a little bit desperate, trying to throw off your opponent a little bit. That almost worked for Enix.
Yeah, it definitely almost worked. It managed to see us a 1v1 situation here. Well, initially 1v2, but yeah, it's certainly one of the sites where I don't think Vertex were particularly quite prepared. And with that said as well, they were pretty much playing off the sheer ability to frag, really. We saw through and through, it was just pure fragging potential. We didn't really see a whole lot of utility being used by Vertex during that round. So yeah, it definitely did put them at a quite uncomfortable position, but uncomfortable position is just not there yet, but they were really close, Enix.
Maybe made them sweat a little bit. Just a tap.
Just a quick drop off the forehead.
Little smidge.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Well, round 5 though, as Vertex just continuing the holy crusade of flawless rounds and not flawless rounds, but flawless maps potentially. And so far their main hurdle was Burnabear. Out of all the operators, Castle with a UMP 45.
Yeah. A little bit of a shock there, but nonetheless. One Nomad charge coming out, just going to stop any run out. Chi might have been getting ready for it. This time not in position to get taken down by that Ash charge. Maybe learned from the first time they played on Armory. Atari is just going to start a little bit of pre-fire up there. Chi, not sure what you were hoping to attempt with the impact grenade, but there we go. That would explain what happened to the mute jammer before. This is Zofia down below, Lolda to take those one out, and Nuggin to remove the wall. So that one is now open. Side of Armory. 1 C4. No, it's not C4. That's a Capcan trap. Chaotic taken down to half health. Shy taken down by Burnabear for the first kill of the round. And she may get herself another. No, Chaotic finishes that one off.
Absolutely love how clinical right now Vertex are on the execution for the breach, for the push, just everything. It just seems to be such a well-oiled machine here so far.
Chaotic did secure herself a double kill, so she's now going to walk back out to the balcony, see if they can push through, get this plant down. They've just spotted the player, and that's Heart Explodes down. It's a triple kill for Chaotic. One more player, and that's going to cause Cairo to bail out of the site, drop down the hatch, and she's taken down by Kotari on the ground floor for round number 5 for Vertex.
Only 2 rounds left for Vertex to win out this map as well and grant themselves yet another flawless set of rounds. And if that would happen, I will be quite questioning whether there is a challenger for Vertex to even get close to taking down Vertex. Because so far, I mean, we did see some pretty close matchups between Viking Army and Noot Noot, but if you compare those matches and the way how so far Vertex are playing, gonna be a bit of a tough matchup there, I reckon. But for now, to get back to the match at hand, Customs, Inspections, and Supply Room will be the next choice for the final round of Enix's defense. Sorry, I keep on looking at Burnabear's tags, which are AOS, Australian Universal Soldiers. And that's what, like, first thing that pops into my mind, because like, all the memories of seeing those tags for so long back in Cyber Gamer days is just, the memories.
Now, I actually have to apologize to you
Eh?
because I've looked back in my notes and I've been hyping up Vertex about having not dropped around. It wasn't Vertex,
no.
and it was Trinity.
Oh boy.
My memory failed me. It was actually Trinity that went flawless in week 1.
Oh, that is a prank.
That is a prank. I look genuinely. That's my memory failing me. However, we are looking at Vertex securing a 14-0 of their own. So maybe kind of okay.
Hey, they look pretty organized so far. They've been doing quite some work, and I do believe. Did they play on the week number 1 though, or not at all?
Vertex, yes.
Yeah.
Vertex played against Noot Noot, and it was Enix on the bye.
Right. Yeah. That's okay. So, nonetheless, Vertex still had some pretty confident plays.
Definitely.
At least seeing in bits and pieces here and there, but for now, 0-5, ladies and gentlemen, and this is not looking like Vertex are planning to back out anytime soon, really.
Definitely not going to well and truly show a show of domination here. Nuggin gets off the breach charge, push back through into Customs. Burner Bear ready for that push, but not going to come through. Just going to hide behind her Prisma, maybe catch off a player pushing through. That's not going to be. Everyone's sort of playing very low. Heart explodes, just spotting Shy as Shy hits the Capcan trap on the push through, and that is the plant going down.
But is indeed going down, and all those air drives are starting to come out as well. This is genuinely confusing, even for Enix, as to how is that being allowed to happen. The plant is there, Chaotic Babe is just going off, and Burner Bear is the one that is the only person, actually, for that matter, right now, that is trying to find some closure here.
And it's just Cairo left in a 1v4, gets 1 kill across onto Chaotic, but it's still a very, very hard push. Shot in the back. Left with no HP, and is taken down finally by Shy. Holding that angle, and that is a flawless half. 1 round away from Vertex closing out this series.
Yeah, potentially we will be just seeing the final round to come out here. Potentially this will be yet another 7-0, which will be resulting in 14 rounds in a row won by Vertex. With only 1 or 2 rounds really on board that got really close to them losing, and only then it was all for the fact that 1 or 2 players on Enix's side were able to pop off.
For sure.
It is certainly quite an unfortunate picture that is being painted for Enix here, but it is what it is. They still will get a chance to play yet another day, but just maybe against a different team, and well, not everything is yet lost for them.
Oh, definitely not. I would love to see the Viking Army. I think Enix against Viking Army, I think that would be a good game.
Oh yeah, that would definitely be a closer one, yeah.
I think definitely our 2 to keep an eye out for are going to be Trinity and Vertex, who are so far showing up as the dominant forces in overall Women's League.
Yeah, the Trinity versus Vertex is definitely going to be a barn burner of a matchup, actually, for that matter. As, yeah, like you said, those 2 are going to be very evenly matched, and if it's Trinity that is the ones that were prompting to go for another the initial set of the flawless rounds, I guess Vertex are just going to be getting into a bit of a measuring contest.
Definitely. As we go into what could potentially be our final round for the night. We'll see Enix pushing their way up to the top floor. Going to see what they can do from the windows.
Interesting use of the breaching choice to have just a silent opening of the, well, more or less of a silent opening of the window holes, but Vertex are not having any of that.
Just spotted out by Kotari. on the bottom floor, and she's gonna get a Prisma ready, look for maybe a run out, but Chaotic gets the opening frag. Cross onto Chi. Immediately give Vertex a numbers advantage. But right now, it's looking like Qatari and Burnabear might have themselves a little bit of a scuffle. She goes scouting for that alibi. Instead, turns around, gets shy, and that will be down to a 4v4. Heart explodes, catching out Chaotic elsewhere on the map.
And that is a good beginning right now. Taking out Shy and taking out Chaotic is definitely a good start, but right now Lola finding a shot onto Burnabear. Will not be finding a shot onto the Fuse, as Cairo does manage to find a very neatly made shot, and a 3v2 against Vertex. This could be the round where Enix could be making a comeback, but just as I say that, it is Nuggin that is taking out Heart Explodes.
And Kotari is obviously still up as well, who has shown herself to be an absolute fragging powerhouse. Just going to sit on site, wait for that fuse to push through. Cairo takes a little bit of damage as she runs through the doorway. Kotari going for the pre-fire against the wall. Not going to make any sort of contact. Default cam finally taken down by Cairo. 50 seconds remaining on the clock. And there is no defense in hand.
She's right all as Cairo is just trying to make some use with her fuse charges right now, just to see if maybe she can find some passive shots. Qatari does find the shot onto Mint, that it is all up to the tagged up Cairo's guy. She might have a chance here, but only if she ends up landing some literal magical shots out here. 20 seconds to go. Yeah.
Was spotted out by the Prisma, and there it is. There's the wallbang. Kotari to take care of her. And Vertex 14-0, flawless series.
Flawless series indeed, and what a confident set of plays that we did just see from them. Considering that they all the time the pace was in their hands. Even whenever they had the man disadvantage, they were still able to bust out some of the greatest moves I've seen so far within Women's League.
Some of the most coordinated attacks we've seen so far in our entire series, for sure. So that's going to be the end of us for the night. I still really want to know where Cthulhu went.
I don't know. I think he's somewhere in the basement just cleaning up some stuff. He has a debt to settle here. But I mean, any kind of thoughts on how so far the Women's League is shaping up?
So far, it's been an absolute blast to cast, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really liked the fact that Noot Noot and Viking showed us a very, very tight game, going all the way up to the final round on Bank, and then almost all rounds, showing us 10 rounds on Border. So that was an awesome game to cast, and I cannot wait to see the matchup between Trinity and Vertex. That is going to be an absolute banger when we get to that one.
Yeah, I'm definitely quite keen to see how that matchup went about, but I think that is just about it from us for tonight, Sakai.
I believe it is just the 2 games, and we'll be signing off. I don't know if we're going to jump back over to the hosts, Ezza and Abrupt, real quickly. So we're going to jump over and chat with them. But that'll be me and Cthulhu signing off. Cthulhu, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And
pleasure is all mine.
We will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for supporting the Women's League by XP Esports.
All right, guys, we are back. Thanks to our awesome casters tonight, Cthulhu and Amazukai. What a blast.
I love what he's wearing. Like, that's actually ridiculous. We've got them on the big screen above us, and everyone here in the XP Sports office has been in hysterics every time he's putting on that hat or those glasses, and then he whipped out that cigarette, and that cigar and we just couldn't handle ourselves. But that game, what do you think of those matches compared to the first ones of the evening, Tegan?
Well, there's definitely a huge advantage to Vertex. I think looking back, Vertex and Trinity are probably going to be the ones that we're really going to see battle it out in the end. Though in saying that, Viking Army to this week have improved a lot. So Enix could improve like quite a bit. We are going to be dragging Shy in, but we're just waiting for her to finish up with her team chat. So we just wait. But yeah, I think Enix. I've been saying it wrong. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, ladies. I've been saying it wrong. Enix. So I think once we see them settle in a little bit more, it was just their first match. So next week, hopefully, we see they're up against Trinity. So it's going to be another hard week for them.
Well, Viking Army, last week, they got absolutely stomped on and they were in 5th place last week.
Yeah.
And maybe it's the same with Enix. This is their first week playing together, first competitive experience as their team. They don't really have their footing. They haven't determined their roles yet. So next week it could be a completely different story, like we saw tonight with Viking Army. So I'm not writing them off just yet. We're only 2 weeks into it. This is their first week. We've still got 4 weeks left. They've got 4 more opportunities to shine, and I'm sure once they get their nerves are settled and everything, they get a little bit more practice under their belts, they're gonna completely surprise us.
And they did have one of their main players as well wasn't able to replace Nat because of the update, so she couldn't get the update done in time, so they had a very late sub.
That darn Australian internet and blimmin' 70 gigabyte updates.
Yeah, so they definitely had a disadvantage there, so they started, I think, on the back foot as well.
Yeah.
So,
which isn't the best, because if your star player is not there and it doesn't mean that the team started out on their good foot. So I'm looking forward to...
We're not writing them off yet. Next week is definitely going to be hard for them, but after that,
we expect some good things out of them next week when they've had a little bit of time to get everything under their belt. But we've got one of our players from... what is it?
Sorry, from Vertex.
One of the players from Vertex coming in to saying hi and just giving a general catch-up. If she can be dragged into our Discord call, please, Alex.
Hello, Shy.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
We've just dragged you straight in. I'm sorry, you're live on stream right now.
That's okay.
Welcome, Shy.
Hello, everyone. Thank you.
Good blimmin' job these last 2 rounds. How is the team feeling? What's the atmosphere like?
I mean, I think we're all just really proud of each other, like, for everything that we've done. I mean, like, that definitely came as a bit of a surprise, but, like, we've been playing a lot together and really trying to make sure that we, have good synergy and that, like, we've got a good direction of, who's doing what roles, who's going where and all that. And I think it's really paid off because that was amazing. Well, and I'm really proud of everyone, all the hard work they've put in.
It certainly shows, like, 2-0 very quickly. It's completely, those 2 rounds were completely different to what we saw earlier in the night, and it was just fantastic to watch when we were viewing it here. What was the highlight of either of the 2 games for you?
Definitely when I fell on a frost mat and I almost lost the game for everyone. I think that was definitely a highlight for me, mainly just because it was so severely embarrassing, and I just used that to make sure that, like, no one else felt embarrassed about anything else that they did. So shout out to anyone else out there. If you think you're bad at Siege, just think of me. Nothing can be worse than that. More is just like a funny thing, but I think just overall, like, I mean, for seriously though, like, I think just winning like 2, flawless victories was like amazing. And that's just such an amazing feeling to have done that. And like everything that we did was, we were really coordinated and we really tried our best to like make sure that we were like all on point, and we were constantly fixing mistakes. Like if something wasn't quite working out, we immediately rectified that next round, and like that was just so good, and we did that so well, I think, these games.
That's awesome. So do you have an IGL in game, or are you all a bit of shot callers, or is there one main person that's leading the
we have had for other games, but I think like we kind of just all, just kind of make calls as we go. We didn't have one, I don't think we have one designated for this, but we just kind of worked it out as we went. And I think like because we've been playing a lot together, we've gotten used to the way we all call and the way we all kind of work together, and we often split up into different groups of people with designated roles. I think it's kind of worked out. Like I think it's good to have one, but I don't think we necessarily like need one, because we kind of all kind of take turns at doing shot calling and such.
Yeah, for sure. And how long has the team been playing together?
We really just got together for this event. Like I think we played for about a week before the very first tournament day, and that's it. So we've kind of just rough and tumble put ourselves together. But I think we've done a really good job for not knowing each other for very long. But we've definitely like really learned how to play with each other and learned, and we've all slotted in really comfortably, which is awesome.
Definitely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, there's other teams that we've seen that have been a bit fumbling in their first week of gameplay, but I mean, this is your second week. You played last week. You were second in the first week, and you won 2 maps. So I mean, it doesn't really show that you're just new and that you've only been together a week before the first event.
Yeah.
So that's absolutely amazing and quite impressive.
Yeah. We've definitely been putting a lot of time in to make sure that we all kind of like get a feel for how we all play and getting a feel for, what ops everyone prefers and like how we work together. And we've tried experimenting with different, matchups of different players doing different roles just to try and make sure that we're getting the most out of everyone and making sure that like, we're all synergizing really well. And so I think we've really kind of found like a structure that really works for us. And I think that's really been really helpful. And I'm just really glad that like it's really worked for us the way it has. It's a really good feeling because it's always kind of nerve-wracking, especially when you don't really know anyone and you're going into something like this. But we've all like gotten along so well and everything's worked out so well, and we've all put in like the effort there. And I think it's just been I think we're all very lucky.
It's definitely paying off. And I'm going to put you on the spot right now. If you have any advice for anyone that want to join up for season 2, that wants to sign up, doesn't have a team, what would you say?
Just give it a go. I mean, that's what I did. It's sad to say, I think I've only met one other woman playing Siege, like just kind of randomly online, and she kind of had her own friend group and I kind of had mine, and I was more like the 5th player in their group and like kind of like a weird awkward third wheel to that entire friend group. So I kind of like didn't really know anyone. So I was like, oh, I have no friends. So I just signed up for this and just was like, yeah, just, I don't know, put me with anyone. And I think you just got to give it a go because you'll meet people. And that's the biggest part about something like this that's exactly why I signed up, because I wanted to meet people, and I have, and it's been a really, really wonderful experience so far. So just give it a go. Just sign up. Just don't think about it. Just do it and then see what happens.
That's really awesome. Now, what team are you looking forward to either competing against again or competing against the first time? So who are you most eager to fight?
Please say Trinity.
I mean, I'm very keen to go up against Trinity just because like they've had a really strong performance so far, and I think I'm like, I can't speak on behalf of the team, but for me personally, I'm really keen to, I guess, like see what, like, test their mettle personally and see what they're like really in game, like us versus them. So I'm quite excited for that match, which I think is one of our last ones of the season.
Yes, so it's in round 4, so you do have 2 weeks, so you can practice some more and study up and see how they're going next week before you do get to battle them. But I know that we're going to be awaiting that one. We're going.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I don't know if the rest of the team are, but I certainly am.
Hopefully they.
It should be. It'll be a good match. It'll be a fantastic match for us to watch. I think for everyone at home as well. But thank you so much for jumping in and having a chat with us. And sorry for just kind of ripping you out of your team chat at the end there.
No, that's okay. We were kind of just waiting around expecting it to happen. So not a problem. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for joining, everyone. So I think we're going to sign off now. We're sorry for all the delays this evening. The 70 gigabyte update, darn Australian internet.
Yeah.
And then the sound issues we have. So we didn't get started the way we wanted to, but I know we definitely ended the way we wanted to.
Yeah, definitely. It was such a big night. I think, Viking Army really showed up. Noot Noot, they come back in the end there. And then the dominant match from Vertex, and I think moving on, we're going to see Enix start gelling a little bit more. Yeah. They're going to get one of their main players back as well. So I'm excited to see where they go in the future and where they go in the next couple of weeks. But just overall, it's been fantastic. Everyone in chat, thank you so much. We sit here and we watch it all, so there is a delay, so it is a bit behind, but it is a lot of fun for us as well. So if you do want to support us, please check out our sponsors, Computer Alliance and Legion Energy. And
check us a follow on Twitter, XP Esports.
Yeah, XP Esports.
You can keep up to date with everything going on, not just this amazing women's league that we've got running, but other events that we've got in the
Absolutely.
pipeline.
And we're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you know, whatever
You name it, we got it.
We got it.
Thanks for watching, everyone. My name's Ezza, and this is the amazing Tegan, and we're going to see you next week at the same time on the same channel.
Thanks so much, guys. Good night.